Yo, 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 yo. We're back at it again. It's the Weekend Rhyme, the number one hip hop weekend podcast in the game, on the planet, in the galaxy, wherever you may be. We thank you for being here with us. You could be anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with us tonight. What's up, Leroy? What's good?
What's good? What's good? I'm chilling, man. You know what I mean? Hip hop. You know what I mean? Even though we're gonna do it a little different and talk movies too. You know what I'm saying? But it's hip hop, man. Um, everything's popping, man. You know
No
what's
doubt,
good?
no doubt. Now, normally we do our show Rhymes and Reasons, and
Mhm.
that's usually where Super cooks up. Super been on the road, but we got a special weekend rhyme tonight. We got Super in the building. What's good, brother?
I don't
What's
see him.
happening,
Okay.
fellas? What's really good? What's really good, y'all?
What's up with it? What up with it?
We
Chilling.
all
Hey, it feels
Hip
good to
hop.
be home, man. It feels good to be home.
So what's the
Yeah.
beautiful United States been looking like from your perspective, man? You've been everywhere, man. We ain't gonna give the locations out, but
Hey,
what it been looking like?
it's definitely been beautiful out here. You know what I mean? Good weather from coast to coast, except when I come back home to Wisconsin, man. It's cold as hell up here right now.
Oh
Yeah, kid.
man. Oh man, I don't know nothing about that right now. It's about 80 degrees right now. You know what I mean? I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? I got my flip flops on. I'm Gucci. You know what I mean?
Man, it's like 45 degrees right now up here.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Well, we got a good show for y'all tonight, man. We're gonna talk about, as Leroy said, we're gonna go to the periphery of hip hop tonight. We're gonna talk about a little bit about these movies. Black Twitters is talking about this movie Sinners. I went to the barber shop. I couldn't even get a haircut. They was talking about it. I haven't seen the movie yet. Leroy has seen it. Super, have you seen the film?
Yeah, I seen it. I've actually seen it twice.
All right. Well, you saw it twice, so we can have a good conversation. I'll just be the mediator, the moderator for that conversation. We'll also talk about
Yeah, I mean.
Thugger, Thugger and Future dropped a new single, "Money for Money," "Money on Money," um, and it's just their collaboration. They've collaborated in the past, and this is a continuation of some of their work that they've done. We'll talk about that a little bit. I know Leroy wants to talk about Kendrick a little bit. And what else are we gonna talk about? We're gonna talk about Shador. We're gonna talk about some sports. And what
I'm
does
gonna
that
talk
mean?
about. Hold on. I want to talk about Rayvon, his album. Why everybody should be locked into that. But go ahead, though.
Oh, Rayvon.
Go
We'll add that to the topic list. We'll talk about
ahead.
Rayvon, but let's start off with Sinners. Leroy, you want to start us off? What say you, sir,
We
about
can go
the
there.
movie? Let's go. Let's go with Sinners.
Okay. Okay. So, um, it's I'll try not to spoil it too much, and I don't think I will. I think everybody knows the basic premise. You know what I'm saying? So if you know the basic premise, I don't think it can be spoiled that much, right? But it's a lot in it. The main thing that I was focused on is the music scene where Sammy. Well, let me run down the characters, right? Michael B. Jordan, he plays the twins, right? So you got Smokestack, Blue and Red. Smoke is blue, Stack is red. Colors are significant. Twins are very significant. Mary is Stack's ex-girlfriend. She's passing for white. Y'all know what that means back then. It's a black person that looks white, so they're passing.
Hey,
You could.
let me stop you real quick, Leroy. Is the girlfriend? Is that
Yeah,
Haley Steinfeld? Is that the
yeah.
actress?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, she's a little cutie. Well,
Hey,
go
it's
ahead. Go,
it's a
go ahead.
little bit of backfeed. Like
Okay.
I don't know.
Like
It's
like
it's,
an echo
it's
or
like a
something.
little bit of yeah.
Sheesh. Every time I talk, it gives off an echo or something.
Yeah, a little bit of backfeed.
Shit. Well,
Let me go on
I
mute.
don't
Is it
know.
maybe it's me? Maybe it's me. Let me go on mute. Maybe that's it. But go ahead, Leroy.
Oh, okay. So if it gets to be crazy, let me know. But okay, so she's Mary's passing for white, and back then, if your great grandpa is half black, they gonna still act like you black. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. Annie is Smoke's wife. Which I'm going to get into her in a second. Sammy, the preacher boy, son of the preacher, also the cousins of the brothers. So I'll stop there. There were other characters, right? But there's a scene, you know, in the juke joint. The brothers bought a sawmill and turned it into a juke joint, and so they're playing music in there, right? Everybody's vibing. And one thing I wanted to tap into also is like when you do a show and you just look around and you see everybody from different walks of life all coming together having a good time. That's a that you it's not normal. We think it's normal, but it's not. But he's playing his guitar and he like breaks the time barrier. So it's like he merges past, present, he merges past and future come together. So you see in the dancing, you see some b-boys in there, you see a DJ in there, you see some Crips and Bloods in there, you see a geisha in there because there was a Chinese character as well. You're seeing the ancestors in there. You're seeing people from the future in there. So what this is really saying is the power of music, right? And to be real, we could break time barriers with the music. Now I know that may be a little deep, but I really could go there. You know what I mean? But these are deeper sciences of the music. So that's just what really stuck out to me, and what I think stuck out to a lot of people. It's a vampire movie, of course. There are social connections to be made there, right? Who are we inviting to the party, right? Who is not like us, right? If we're saying they not like us, who are we talking to, right? Um, and if and it also gets deeper, we could be talking to other people from the diaspora or whatever, right? But Annie, the character that is Smoke's wife, right? She is practicing hoodoo, right? Now, we talk a lot about FBAs, foundational Black Americans, but do we really know enough about hoodoo? And because that is foundational Black American. And so, what I'm saying is that character that Annie represents, we all know an Annie. But until you have the conversation, you're kind of left in a mystery world. So I think we should find the Annies in our family, or in our circle of friends, and be like, yo, break down to me what is hoodoo, so we could just have a understanding, right? That's all. What is that? Because a lot of times we'll just assume we know something. Oh, I just know it because I feel like I know it. It's like, nah, you gotta ask a question so it could be broke down to you. That's all. So I thought the movie
I
was
mean, that shit.
um,
Either way, that shit didn't protect them or do nothing for them. So,
no,
I mean,
no, no, no. But see that, but again, it would have to be broken down for me. I know a little bit about it, but we're talking about the like
I mean,
post
we ain't got to
Civil
get into no
War.
deep conversation about it. I'm just saying, movie wise, like that it didn't help them out. Shit.
Right. Okay. That's fine. But if they would have listened and not let them in, she put the blockers up early. Like, ooh, they not like us. She caught it early when nobody else didn't catch it. But what it is this is post Civil War. So in the Civil War, you obviously have a war. So what happened to the black people in that war? Right. Like, what you got two sides shooting at each other. How did the black people survive? So I'm not saying that whatever spiritual belief you could have done that, but there's a spiritual aspect of hoodoo and also a practical one that's
It's not
not
even that big of a part of the movie. So I mean, I
not
feel you. We can go. We
yeah,
go.
it's
You can go on.
practical. Yeah, it's practical based upon, she's a cook also. What are you eating? Are you eating healthy foods? There are practical things that we could look at too. So I thought it was a phenomenal movie. Ryan Coogler did it again. That's Oakland, that's town business. So I got a rep on that. You know what I mean? But I thought it was an awesome movie, man. So I'm glad people are enjoying it. And if you haven't seen it, you probably should go check it out. I include it in the hip hop arena, canon or whatever. So it was fire to me. You know what I mean? I can't hear you,
You
Ron.
on you on mute, Ron.
Super, what's your take on the movie? You saw the film as well. What was your thoughts? Was it a good movie? Was it is it worth the hype? You saw it twice, so I'm interested to see your thoughts. You saw it twice. Did you catch something the second time that you didn't the first? Or where does this movie stand?
I mean, I mean, y'all know me, man. I like to be honest about things. So, I thought the movie was a decent. I thought it was a decent movie. Honestly, I thought it was pretty decent. I understand where Leroy coming from on a lot of his breakdown of the movie and what he's saying. I get what he's saying. But honestly, I think the movie is slightly getting a little bit hyped, and it's like when you actually watch it, because I watched it and I went in based on the hype, and I mean I don't want to talk about it too much because I don't want to give too many spoilers away, but for me, I don't think that the story went well
You
together. I think it left a little bit on the table. Like I wish that we would have. It could have been a little bit shorter, or they could have cut out some of it and showed a little bit more about the vampires. Like I wish that the Indian guys would have been in the movie a little bit more. I wish they would have showed like what was going on with them and what led up to that. You never see them again in the movies. And it don't really give you no major storyline to it. I mean, like I said, I don't want to give too much away because I know a lot of people haven't seen it, and I think we could probably have a better discussion maybe in another week where we can talk about it. How we
no
want
man,
to talk about
get
it.
in,
But
get into it. We here
you know
now.
what I'm
We
saying? Like I thought the movie was great. Michael B. Jordan deserved an award for the acting. The movie has great acting. It's written well. I would definitely say all of that about the movie, but storyline wise, I feel like a lot of things didn't really add up, and it left a little bit. It left a lot on the table. That's just what I'll say for now, without getting too deep into it.
And I don't want to come across as that guy, but I like, different things from here and there. How did that actress come across, that Haley Steinfeld? How was her performance? Was her performance good? Because
well,
I think she has a lot of talent from what I
I
can
I'm
see. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
not
I,
into I'm not into snow bunnies, right? I'll be the Umar in this space, right? But I get it. But in the movie, right, she gets turned first into a vampire. But people always was like, why is she at the barbecue? And we have a whole situation with other snow bunnies that have interrupted people's success going on, right?
but
So
was
it's
she
like
wasn't
it's not a
she
diss.
was mixed, wasn't she? She wasn't really
Yeah,
white,
yeah.
was
No,
she?
she was. Well, not only that, but she did have a relationship with one of the brothers. You know what I'm saying? Because they grew up together. They
Yeah,
had a relationship. Et cetera, et cetera. But I'm just saying, like other people around was
she was
like,
kind of
"Yo,
white
like
passing.
that's what I'm saying." She was passing for white. But back then, if you get caught with a white girl in the wrong side of town, it could go very left for you.
Yeah.
We're dealing with the 30s, the 1930s, so, I believe, right? So it could go left. So people looking around like, "Yo, what is she doing here?" And that's like, we got to ask ourselves these questions though, too, though, man. And that's nothing. That's not to say that we got to put up a cold shoulder or a block to them as people, but in certain settings, right, we need to be mindful of who else is around because that could go very left, And in the movie, it did do that. You know what I'm saying?
I,
So
I
that's all.
I'll say this too. Like I said, I just think it left a lot on the table. Like I wish it would have even went a little bit. For the movie to be so long, I felt like the ending was kind of rushed a little bit, and I wish it would have went a little bit more into even like the clan story about how they even like what they planned on doing. Like they kind of threw a lot of that stuff on you in the last minutes of the movie. I felt like, and it could have been, it could have been done a little bit better. The storyline could have added up more. Like even the part in how they used the music in the beginning, the way that the storyline was going in the beginning. Like I feel like they could have made almost 3 different movies out of this movie. To be honest with you, like it's 3 different storyline aspects that they could have followed one way or another. They could have really followed the music aspect of it and how the music, gets how music is kind of like
It gets
transgenerational, and
right.
how the spirit of it, how it can create a spirit to get people to do certain things or whatever, you know what I mean, or how it can conjure spirits, or how it can, they could have that could have been a whole movie in itself. The vampire aspect of the movie could have been a whole movie in itself. The clan aspect of the movie could have been a whole movie in itself. So it's just like I feel like they could have put the story together a little bit better, and
But that's dope
it
though
it
that you got all
it
that.
is it no, and that's all I'm saying. Like it's a very enjoyable watching movie, but storyline wise, I think it could have been done better. But as far as the acting, I think everybody did a great job acting in the movie. I mean, it really, they really did a great job acting. It. Michael B. Jordan definitely, like I said, I think he definitely got to win some awards for his acting, like the way he pulled off the roles, and playing the twins like that. And it really make you feel like you watching 2 different people. Like you don't even feel like you really watching Michael B. Jordan. Like he did a great job
Yeah.
as far as the acting goes. And Delroy Lindo and his character, I liked his character too. And one good, one of the other aspects I liked from the movie too was the generational aspect. You had the OG aspect in the movie. You had the present time um, man, which was like Michael B. Jordan's smoking stack, and then you had the young man, which represents the future. You know what I'm saying? And I liked how they relationship was together and how the OG was putting them on to knowledge and putting them on game of the past and how they were all, growing into their own different types of men to become his age or if they was even gonna make it. But he was putting them on game about what he went through. And Michael B. Jordan was putting the younger man, Sammy, up on game about what he'd been through. So it was just like real cool how they were showing how, you know, black
Yeah,
men
the
and black people
generational.
should be passing down knowledge from generation to generation. You know what I mean? And I thought that was a pretty cool aspect of the movie.
I'm just saying, like when it comes to us and music, man, you know that it's stuff that we can do with music that it just can't be done by other people. Like it's just we just masters of music, you know. And if you ever been in a black church or something like that, and you see the choir really start getting into it, the feeling in the room, it almost feel like God is in there, sitting there in the room, because the energy emanating in that room when the choir is really going for it, it's something else. Just like at our party, I'm not in the parties no more. But when I was in my youth, or when I did shows, or the energy in that room, when you lift that energy up, it's different levels. It's other levels that you'd have to be there to feel it in the room. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta be acknowledging of that, and people do want to blood suck that. Metaphorically, of course. You know what I mean? But
I
we
think
gotta guard that.
I really think I think it was an enjoyable movie to watch. You know what I mean? But I I feel like everybody when they watch it, one way or another, I feel like you're gonna feel the same way that I feel in certain ways. Like I wish I would have knew more about what was going on with the Indians. You know what I mean? I wish I would have knew a little bit more about that what
Shit, they was
the Klan
out.
was planning. Like it just
They was.
you leave the movie wishing that it was more, and it's such a long movie already. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely enjoyable. It'll make you think, but I just feel like it left a lot on the table. It left a lot on the table story wise.
No,
I
no,
mean, one thing to us, a vampire is a fictional mythological character. To the Native Americans, a vampire is a literal character. Like they were literally vampire hunters for real. So whether you believe that such exists or not, I'm just saying from a Native American perspective, a vampire is a real being, not a mythological being. So yeah,
no
man.
doubt, no doubt. Well, we're gonna check out. Well, at least I'm gonna go check it out. I might wait for it to come on Prime or Netflix or Max or something like that, or maybe Peacock. But I may go check it out. I think I want to see it. Shout out to Delroy Lindo, phenomenal actor. Doesn't get a lot of get a lot of props that he deserves. Been at the game for a little bit. Shout out to Michael B. Jordan, Ryan Coogler, and also shout out, no disrespect to my guy Josh Allen. Shout out to Haley Stein, whatever her name is, Steinfeld. I think she's a supreme talent. No matter, I know folks don't, rock with that persuasion, but she's a talented young lady. You know what I'm saying? And she's
It's
very
cool.
talented, and we want to see more of her. Shout out to Josh Allen. I know they about to get married, do their thing. But yeah, I like that. But go ahead, Soup. You gonna say
Hey,
something?
yeah, I want to say too. I know Poet says she hasn't seen it. She don't really watch horror movies. I wouldn't really honestly consider this movie a horror. I mean, it does get like a little, when the vampires come, it does get a little gory and whatnot. But
Yeah, a little bit.
for the most part, it's not. I don't think it's a horror movie really. Do you think so, Leroy? I mean, I think
Um,
it
Is
has
it
a little
well,
horror
is it an
to it.
action movie or a horror movie? What kind
It's
of
more of a
well,
story. It's more of a story movie with
yeah.
vampires, basically.
I mean,
But
I'm gonna yeah, I'll call it a horror story just to be technical. Do you know what I'm saying? Because of the
yeah,
scary element. But it's like if you liked Dust Till Dawn, everybody remember that, right? With George Clooney, Selma Hayek. You know what I mean? The vampire movie from back in the day. If you like that movie, then you're gonna like this movie. I mean, it's not too far off. It's just that these are black people, and that's what adds the extra sauce. You know what I mean? That's what adds the sauce. Because if you black and you seeing other black people, you familiar. Like when they start breaking out in the songs, when the OG was was he was talking about his pain, escaping slavery or whatever, and then he just
Yeah.
started breaking out into song. You feel that, right? Because we've all had the grandpa, the grandma, they walking around the house. What is that humming about? That humming is a frequency that is balancing out their spirit in real time, and it's connecting them to the spirit world through that humming. Now, whether you
And
believe it's that deep, I don't know, but I'm just saying.
and
You
you
know?
know, and in that too, that was a good point, Leroy. And in that scene too, it just reminds you and shows you how people kind of use music for therapy. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like music was his therapy. You know, that's kind of how he stuffed away the pain. You know what I mean?
Right.
He like, you know, he stuffed away the
Mm,
pain by using the blues and listening to music or playing his harmonica or playing through his emotions. You know what I mean? Like that scene right there was showing how, you know, people really do use music for therapy. I mean, I think we all do that. You know, it's a lot
that's a
of
fact.
songs that, you know, whether it's, you know, it could be a funeral or it could just be a bad day at work. You know, it's certain songs that you put on that you had that type of emotional connection to that might make you either feel bad or, you know, make you feel the same way that you're feeling. So, you know,
That's a fact.
that was a great scene in the movie. But you know, like I said, I wish the music even played more of a real part. Like I said, I wish they would have focused kind of more on some of the other storylines or made it blend together better. Like I really that's my only knock on the movie, man. I think, like I said, I think everybody should see it. You know what I mean? And I don't think that, you know, it's not a like I said, to me, it's not really a horror movie, but
Horror.
it's more of a gore. It's more gore than it is a horror movie because like there's nothing else that really happens in the movie until pretty much towards the end, near the end, middle end of the movie. So it's not really like a horror movie,
It's
and the
not jump
vampire scene.
scare.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not
heavy.
like that. And then the vampires, like when the vampires do what they do, it kind of happens at that moment, and then it's not really like throughout the movie. You know what I mean? So I really wouldn't consider it a horror movie, but it was a good movie. It was a good movie. I would say that it's a good movie. I won't go as far as to say
Uh,
that it's great and all of that other stuff though.
I'm gonna say it's great, not but I respect your opinion. But what one said, one person in the chat said you could conjure up negative stuff too, depending on the message. So that is very powerful too. If we look at hip hop, what spirits are we conjuring up, right? Because we have demon time, but where's angel time? You know what I mean? Now you don't have to go
Right.
that far. You ain't got to go that far if you don't want to go that far. But what I'm saying is our music does conjure up spirits, whether we now you don't, and even if you don't take the spirit literally, like what is Leroy talking about? Ain't no spirits. Well, you can just the feeling. I'm just talking about the feeling. Like if you ever been to the party gets shot up, right? Before it happens, you kind of feel an energy that's not, it's not good. So it's like, and then if a party's a great party and everybody's showing love, you feel a spirit, right? So it's like the music does conjure up spirits, and you can conjure up good or bad, and we have to know that. Like in 2025, we gotta know that. Come on now, you know what I'm saying? So it's just real, you
No
know.
doubt, no doubt, no doubt. If you haven't seen the movie, check it out. If you want to wait for it to come on the streaming services, wait for that. But I'll try probably tap into it maybe next weekend or this week. And my wife has no interest in seeing it, so I might have to go by myself. I might have to be that
Going
guy.
on? Like
I might have to be the guy in
no
the theater.
interest.
Well, not she, because she don't like horror movies, right? So I'm trying to tell her it's
Yeah,
not
but
really a horror movie. She don't like
Got it.
scary movies like that. You know what I mean? So I
Got
can't get her to watch it. We've been together for almost 15 years. I can't get her to watch a scary movie. You know what I mean?
fire.
yeah,
But she
like I said,
Got
I would say the horror. This it's only probably about 15 minutes of horror in the movie.
okay,
Really,
okay,
like
it.
okay.
I can see that. Yeah. It
All right,
ain't it ain't crazy. Like,
I'll try to drag her to take her to go see it because I don't want to be the lame in the movie theater sitting by myself. You know what I'm saying? With my popcorn and my drink. Everybody got their ladies with them. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting there
with your
looking
now
like,
with your trench
she
coat
not
on, huh?
you know what I'm saying?
In the
Looking
movie with
crazy.
your trench coat and
You know what I'm
glasses
saying?
on.
With my glasses on, looking crazy. You
right.
know what I'm saying? I can't do
She don't
that.
she not gonna like the jump scares, and that's what I'm saying. But there's not a lot of jump scares. There's like two at the towards the beginning, but then after that, it's not no jump scares like that. Like the scary stuff that's gonna happen, you see it coming before it comes. Like so at that point, it's not scary like that. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt, no doubt. We're gonna switch to a music topic tonight. I know this was a topic that Leroy wanted to speak about. We're gonna talk about Thug and Future, but we're gonna go to Rayvon first. So Leroy, you want to speak on
Okay,
Rayvon's album? Suba, have you heard Rayvon's
man.
joint? Have you heard his joint?
I haven't heard the whole album. I heard the track that he released maybe a week or so ago, and he dropped the video for
Yeah,
it. I heard that song. I thought it was cool, but I
man.
haven't heard the whole album. So I think Rayvon is dope, though. I think he's dope. You know, I mean, I'm anticipating, you know, and I want to look forward to what he's gonna drop and see what he's gonna do with the album because I think his rap style is nice. He seemed pretty dope to me.
This is it right here, man. Now the thing about it is just the realness, right? I always wanted to make an album for the working class and for poor people because hip hop not speaking for them. You know what I'm saying? And if they are, where? Who is speaking for a person that's not rich? Where are they? Every time I listen to hip hop, it's we're all rich. That's what I hear. This album's not like that. You know what I mean? So it's like the first song, Flockas. You know, I'm not again. I'm from a different era. Y'all let me know what flocking mean, but I'm pretty sure it sounds like a robbery. I mean, you flock something. I don't know. Y'all correct me, right? But it starts off like he's about to rob a fast food place. Now, you only do that if you are kind of desperate. Now, in America, 1 out of every 5 children is food insecure, meaning they don't know where their next meal is coming from. That's a crazy statistic in America. But anyway, he's about to rob. Oh, and it's called The Good, the Bad, and the Dollar Menu, right? He's saying the dollar menu saved my life. The sad part about that is it's probably literal. You know what I'm saying? Like there are a lot of hungry people out here. Not it's not metaphorically hungry. I mean they're literally hungry. You know what I mean? So first song starts off the intro. He's talking about robbing the place, but then he talks about, we got bills piling up, fridge empty, uh, for a week straight, chicken noodle soup, uh, there's a baby on the way. And he got kids, rent due, hole in the ceiling, it's raining, the car's broke down. You know what I mean? He just got fired from his job. He doesn't work as a cable guy, a pool guy, a fast food guy, a roofer guy, an Amazon guy, an exterminator. He got fired from all these jobs. You know what I'm saying? So it's very real. Like the album grabbed me immediately because now you're dealing with real people. Like a lot of times we talking to people that drive Phantoms, Lamborghinis, live in mansions, but do we really hang out with those people honestly? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, who are we talking to? So Rayvon's music, he really got into it. Like all the songs, Triple XLT, that was fire. Dollar Menu title song, that was fire. Gets into the root cause of why you tripping. You hungry. Addiction with his mom on Flat Shasta. If you like Dear Mama, and you now go listen to Shasta. You know what I mean, like, what are we doing here? Like, that's a very emotional ride right there. 3 a.m. at the dairy. So, it just deals with, if you've been poor for a longer period of time, your psychology is going through some things. The root causes of the crash out, right? Like if there's someone's gonna crash out, what are they crashing out for? It's a lot of time is built up shit that has built up over time in that person's life. And now they just gonna crash because they already on the edge. So when they trip on you, yeah, they was already there before you got there. So I'm just saying the album was very powerful. It grabbed me for sure, like right out the gate. You know what I mean? As you get older, trust me, you're gonna tap into an emotional bag. Not every you know what I mean? Because you just going, that's just your life experience is gonna trigger that, right? So I thought the album was dope, man. It's not like he's like trying to bar up everything, but the wordplay is there. So if you there for that, then you go get the wordplay. It's there, but it's just that the subject matter of what he's saying though is very needed because most of the people in our culture, we're not driving Lamborghinis. I hate to say it, but it's like we got to start talking to some real people, and this album represents real people who really going through it. So shout out to him, man. I thought it
Yeah,
was fire.
if this album has some of the same songs he's been releasing and dropping the videos for over like the last month and a half or 3 months or so, I've heard a couple of them. I mean, like I said, Rayvon is definitely dope, man. I mean, I feel like he got at Joey Badass. His songs was, I think his song was one of the best songs that was going on between that little pretend beef that was going on that was happening with Joey Badass. I mean, um,
Hmm.
Rayvon is definitely dope, man. So I'm looking forward to listening to the album. And I believe if you say it's dope, I'm gonna definitely check it out.
I mean, it's tough at some points. It gets tough because it's like too real. Like all of us have experienced not having money before. I'm sure that that's happened to everybody here. But I'm just saying to speak on it though. You know what I'm saying? It's very triggering. You know what I mean? So and for people that are struggling with unaliving themselves. You know what I mean? The
Yeah,
record is triggering. You know what I mean? So
I
just
was gonna
caution.
say that I was looking at one of the videos and
Mm.
I was looking in the comments and somebody was like, "Man, Rayvon been making a lot of sad songs." So I like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I
I mean, it gets kind of sad, but I mean, it's his real life, and I can't blame you for that's your real life. And then I'd rather you just give me that. Give me your real. If you grew up poor, give me that then, rather than for you to front and be on some other. You know what I mean? If that's not really what you come from like that, you know what I mean? So, I appreciated it. One person
I mean,
I left a comment somewhere else. Oh, just real quick. One person says, I think they left a comment under my comment saying that I think black folks they mention money so much is because they're looking for the validation of the money to represent them as a person. Like I get money, I got money, so the money is my validation. I think we may want to check that. Like, is the money our personal validation, or is the money just is it a tool? Because other people, no culture better than the other, but they're looking at money as a tool. Now, granted, people with money are less likely to be that excited about having it, so I understand. But it's like we got to get past the validation of, oh, bro, I got hella money, and so you're saying it as if that validates you as a person when it don't. You know what I'm saying? So that's all. Not to cut you though. Mhm.
no, straight up. You pretty much, I ain't got
Yeah.
nothing major to say about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, you got to hear it. You got to hear it. So yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
They, it was fire though, man. I enjoy it. It's just real, like, and I hope that
Uh,
because one day we're gonna have to deal with real music. Like at some point, we're gonna have to deal with real society again. So, you know,
this is what I was gonna say when you were saying that. I think it should be mandatory that any artist that drop an album should have to have like a real song on it. You know what I mean? Like that used to be part of the standard. Like I think it should be mandatory that you at least one album. If you're gonna party and bullshit the whole album, you gotta have at least one song on there where you talking about some real life things. You know what I'm
I,
saying?
I
Whether it's personal or whatever.
I mean I mean I think that's generational because you think
It
about back in
is.
the day, we Ti had on trap music just doing my job that Kanye produced. You know what I'm saying? And even
yeah,
Jeezy
yeah,
was
all that.
Jeezy was talking about, that's something I go crazy on his first album, Thug Motivation 101. I say that all the time. And, it's kind of hard to be drug free with Georgia Power won't give a nigga lights free. I mean, he was dropping game and
Yeah.
but I think it's generational that the younger artists, they just want to turn up and party and do drugs and get this money. But I think back in the day, I think post 2010, before pre 2010, you had those personal records. You know what I'm saying? You got those
I,
personal
I
joints.
I'll give it
Yeah,
to a lot of the younger artists as far as that. But I think sometimes they go overboard with the sadness. Like it's a lot of these, it's a lot of guys that rap about struggle and they go overboard with the poverty raps and struggle raps and like the sad songs. You know what I'm saying too. So I think it's always good to
I
have a
mean,
healthy balance. But
it. But that helps people get through it though. If you and if we've been poor longer than we've been rich. I think if you get rich, I think that's the I made it point. Like now, you know what I'm saying? Like the story's pretty much done. I made it. But if you got rich when you were 25 or 30, but the first 20 years you wasn't rich, that's way more material to pull from. So it's like, what are we talking about? And also, if you do got a lot of money, and once you go around people that don't have it like you, is that really a comfortable feeling? You know what I mean? Like let's be honest. Like it's not really comfortable when you're the only one with all this money and
Well,
everybody around you don't have it like that, that's it's not comfortable. It's not. You know what I mean?
this is a double side to it, right? Because a lot of folks that existed in these communities, right, hear them tell it when certain people that got money from different elements came back to the community. It was some type. Sometimes the music can be aspirational. It's the vision of seeing somebody that's riding the
Yeah,
fly
of
car,
course.
got the women dressed in the clothes, got the jewels. It could be aspirational for you to see that. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the music that, I know Baby used this term back in the day. Birdman used this term back. He was a game spitter, right? He was spitting game. So when the big timers was talking about, how they was living, you know what I'm saying? It was more so to show you, okay, you can get it. You know what I'm saying? This is the hustle. And it was giving shorties, kind of an idea what to strive to, and
I
yes,
think Cash Money
it was
hard.
materialistic, you know what I'm saying, but it was
I
also
think it
inspirational in some aspects, some would say.
Cash Money, and respect to Cash Money. As far as just respect, yes, I have the utmost respect for what Birdman did and what they did. However, because they sold 1 billion records, so I have to respect that, right? But they kind of went overboard with they materialism, and it's cool because I understand the hustle. You're celebrating your hustle, but it's like that level. I think can work against the culture because now it becomes when we think of you, we only think about that wealth, and I'm like what I'm saying. It's like at this point, money does validate you as a human. As if you're a black person, it ain't even about you. And I'm a black person, so this ain't hate. It ain't even about you. People are interested in what you're holding money wise, and they're using that as to validate you as a person. That is crazy. That is too far. You know what I mean? So we got to start putting some stuff to the side. Like you could get knowledge from a person that has a job. You could get knowledge from the hustler. You could get knowledge from the rich person. But one is not no better than the other. The mailman who delivers your mail, the guy who's driving the Phantom, he ain't more valuable than the dude that's delivering the mail. Like we gotta have some realism. You know what I'm saying?
You
So
really gonna put materialism and rap on Cash Money?
no, I'm not saying just them, but I they took it to levels. I mean, come on, like that was extreme levels. We're talking about like, they had every fly vehicle, every plane, every kind of jewelry. Their songs was all about, and they're not the only ones that did that.
Yeah,
Like
I was just gonna say that. I don't
we
think
got a
they
bunch.
songs is all about that though. Like if you really listen, if you go back
They
and listen to Hot Boys and you go back and listen to BG or Juvie, I don't think they songs really just they songs not really like that.
I
You know what I'm
mean,
saying? Even the
no,
big
I
timers,
get
like
it.
they got songs like exactly what you're saying. I mean, they do got bling
Bling
bling.
bling.
They I
Yes.
mean that, but that's not that's not the whole story. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm really trying to say. That ain't
It, it's the outer shell of it, though. You know what I'm
yeah.
Nah,
saying?
and
As
I
a
wasn't trying to say that was
marketing,
the whole story because they got
as a
deeper records
marketing.
that's more, about New Orleans and about the street and about how they struggles. I was saying that
Yeah.
some of the music that when we talking about that flashy stuff is for a certain sect of people that sometimes can be aspirational. You know what I'm saying? I want to get my
Yeah,
money
yeah.
up. You know what I'm saying? When I hear it with TVs in the headrest, I want to get that. You know what I'm saying? That's aspiration. When I was a young kid, I ain't never seen that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, if Stunner talking about that, I want to try to get that. You know what I'm saying? Not no, it was just aspirational things. You know what I'm saying? Or Jay Z
That
told he
that's
pushing
that's true.
he pushing a Lex
But
Coupe, you know what I'm saying? He pushing a Range Rover with you know what I'm saying? I want to get that. You know what I'm saying? It was more aspirational things to people in certain communities that didn't see that. When they hear those records, it forces them to want to get their money up. You know what I mean?
in
And I think
in
that's a
order
that's a good.
in order for you to be materially rich, something is going to have to be rich about your character too. Now that doesn't always apply, but in most situations, you're going to have to know how to, conduct yourself in a manner which people are safe giving you large sums of money. And it's like, where's that? Where's the game on that? You know what I mean? But I hear you though. It is aspirational though. You know what I mean?
No doubt. Well, let's talk about some money real quick. Let's talk about uh Young Thug, is out. He's doing his thing. He just dropped a new song with Future, Money on Money. Uh, Super. Have you heard the record? And if so, what's your thoughts on it?
I mean, I thought the record was cool. I mean, it's I don't know what to expect from Young Thug at this point in time. You know what I mean? I never been a Young Thug fan. You know, like half of the time I can barely understand what he's saying, to be honest with you. But on this album, this record, I think the production sound grand, man. I mean, it kind of reminded me of Watch the Throne a little bit, like the way it sound. Like it sounds pretty grand. The production sounds grand. I like the bar that Thug got where he was saying that, talking about these niggas telling for nothing. I got to be the one that's calling them friend. I thought that was a slick little bar within the line. Within the song and within this verse. Overall, I mean, I think it's all right. If you into this type of music, what I mean, I think it's right up your alley. I think the beat is great. I like the beat switch when Future jump on. Um, I mean, I think it's cool. What I mean, like, I don't want to be overly critical. It's not bar work, but it's a nice beat. It's something to ride to. It's something that you probably gonna hear outside. But like I said, it sounds grand. The production and the beat sounds grand. Like I said, it's giving me kind of Watch the Throne vibes. I can actually
Well,
hear Kanye,
the
the
video was
video
based on
too,
Watch the
and
Throne.
just the way it sounds. Like I could hear
Yeah.
Kanye and Jay-Z on that beat. Like I could actually hear them rapping to that too. So shout out to them, man. Whatever. Like I said, I'm not a big
I
Thug
mean,
fan. I'm more of a Future fan than Thug, but shout out to
don't
them, man.
listen to
It's a decent
Rayvon
song.
first. Don't listen to Rayvon first and then go to this, because the two you're not even gonna be able to relate after you if you go from Young Thug first and then go to Rayvon, because Rayvon gonna leave too much realness on the table and you're not gonna be able to listen to nothing like that, nothing like Young Thug after
And,
Rayvon. Yeah,
I brought this up earlier in our group chat, but I really believe that a lot of these younger artists, right now they they not they not taking care of this great production that's out here like properly, man. They not rapping worth the production. Like a lot of these beats and this newer production is fire, man. And these rappers just ain't like able. They not showing up to the party and standing up to some of these great beats because, like I said, that beat. If you just listen to that as an instrumental alone, that beat is fire. Like if you really got some speakers,
I
you
hear
put
that.
that shit on your house on your house speakers, cut Future and Thug off, and just
Mhm.
listen to that musically and the way that beat is banging and how it sound. Like it's fire, and a lot
Yeah.
of these guys, man, they rapping abilities just ain't standing up to this production. Like I really wish that some of our older artists would really jump on some of these beats and show out because they not doing what they need to be doing on a lot of this production right now.
Yeah, no, that's true, and I think that maybe a lot of people they hiding behind the beat. You know what I mean, for lack of a better way to describe it. But I think that they're picking the most fire beat and just hiding and tucking and weaving in between that. But you not saying a whole lot. Your flow is not really that crazy. It's just you hiding behind the beat is
Yeah,
selling.
man.
The song. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah,
what did
the
you do?
production, the
You know what I
production
mean?
has been carrying a lot of these guys hip hop along for a long time. Like without dope beats, a lot of these dudes would not even be able to survive. To be honest with you, but they just, like I wish it was a time where we had dope rappers with this dope production that go together. I mean, we could really get something amazing. But these guys they not holding it down properly, man, over some of these beats because we getting some really dope fire beats like that sound creative, and it's not really so much like leaning on a lot of samples and things like that. Like the creation and the sound of a lot of these beats is very original. You know what I mean? And these rappers just ain't they just not doing their job good enough, man. I really I feel sorry for the beats, man. I do. I feel sorry for the beats.
I feel sorry for the beats.
You know who?
I
You know
feel
who?
sorry for
Hey,
the
hey,
beats.
this might sound like a hot take, but I'm gonna be kind of honest with you, man. With that beat, and if they were still in good graces, I think Drake would have came off on that beat. I think that should have been a Drake and Future song. To be quite honest with you, I mean this song would be a lot better if it was Drake and Future. That's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I don't think
I can
I
hear
don't
that.
I don't
Yeah,
think
I
he
can
would have
hear that.
came off like Thug. I mean, no knock to Thug, but I think that Drake and Future, they make from scholarships to I'm the plug, the Jumpman, to where you at. I mean, they make good music together. I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? it just is what it
Man,
Well,
I
is.
it
don't
is.
I don't get it. I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I get the Young Thug universe. I don't get it. Now, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm an older guy. I don't get it, right? So I
Yeah.
don't know what about his bars is so dope. What about his style, his swag is so swaggy to y'all? Not y'all, but the youth. I don't know. I don't see that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I don't
It's
know.
a mystery to me too.
You know what I mean? With Future, I could kind of, I kind of at first I didn't get Future either, but over time, I learned to peep what he was doing with the cadences and with the trap sound or whatever. I could get jiggy with it, right? But Young Thug, I'm lost. If somebody break it down for me why he's so dope to y'all, then y'all break it down to me because I don't hear it. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully.
I mean, it's an Atlanta thing. You know what I'm saying? For us down here, he has got his own lane, but and he's been here for years. So it's more of an Atlanta thing, and it's an acquired taste. I'm not a big Young Thug fan, for me personally, but I do like some of the stuff he does with Future. When they do make music, and that speaks to Future. Future was able to make music with a lot of different people. I think his style lends itself to go, to work with different artists. Like he did a song, the stuff he did with Juice World wasn't bad. I'm not a Juice World fan either, but I can't say those records are bad. You know what I'm saying? Super Slimy, the record he did with Young Thug, a few years ago, not a bad record. You know what I'm saying? He got some joints on it. You know what I'm saying? What a time
Yeah,
to be alive with Drake. So Future has that ability
man.
to work well with different artists, and he brings out different things in different artists. And you know, I mean, that's just what it is.
I'm just looking for something. Do something different, Future. You know what I'm saying? That's all. Like we know that you could do the trap stuff. Trust me, we know.
You
So
know,
it's like,
but
you know,
I I think Future pretty balanced as an artist. Like, he talk about his emotions. He talk about things he going through. He party with you. I think he pretty balanced. I know what you mean when like maybe switch up on his delivery or maybe rap more or whatever. But I do think that he's balanced as an artist as far as song wise. I mean, I think that he touches on a lot of different things. He might not be the most conscious guy, but
he got it.
overall,
He got, but
I think he shows balance in his music.
the malleable ability of his flow, right? You could put a whole different other kind of music on there. That's what I'm not hearing. It's like you could take them same vocals that Future got, put a totally different style of beat under that, and it's still gonna work. And that's why I'm just wondering when is that gonna happen? You know what I mean? Because it's been a long time you've been trapping, my guy. And I'm not mad. It works for you. I
I
get
mean,
it.
but you gotta give him props for his longevity. You know what I'm saying? And what he was able to do on the mixtape
Don't got to do
scene.
that. Don't got to
You do. I mean, because he's still here. I
for
mean,
what?
he's been here for a very long time. A lot of people done came and went. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people
Oh,
can't. I can't even get a song to surface. Like for example, we ain't talking about Quavo no more. You know what I'm saying? Because unfortunately, maybe because of the circumstance, with his nephew being unfortunately, passing, but Quavo can't buy a hit right now.
yeah,
Quavo
but
can't
so
really
I'm
buy
giving you.
the conversation with Future still. We talked about that the Future's mixtape earlier. We talked about the two albums he dropped with Metro. So Future's still a topic of conversation. A lot of rappers that came out during that time that Future came out, or even before, you can't even. They're not even in the conversation. So Future doing something. You know what I
Cool,
mean?
but that's cool. But
I'm,
what are you doing? What are you doing? Yes, you're here. You're in the room. I respect it. But when people start putting your Future's name up there like he's one of the greats, I'm lost there. You know what I mean? Now in trapping, we could put him there. But when you start comparing this man to Kendrick Lamar, Drake, Cole, and legends, Jay
I
Z,
mean,
man, people like that,
I
I don't get.
definitely think that he got an argument to be compared to Drake. I mean, really, I said this in our group chat too. The real big three over the last 15 years has been Drake, Future, and probably 21 Savage, to be honest with you, as far as running rap and really carrying rap and selling the music and being out here and making
Being
songs and
outside, yeah.
being consistently out and making music. I mean, you can't take that away from him. So even though I'm done with Drake, but I can't hate on the fact that yes, he's been running rap. Future, like his music or not, has been running rap. He's been right there neck and neck with
You're
Drake,
not
right
running it though
behind
with him.
Drake. He been doing what he's been doing. So whether we like it or not, I mean, for 15 years, The guy's been consistently making hits,
Here's
consistently going platinum, consistently,
that's fine.
doing
Here's the
what he
thing.
do. You know what I mean? So
The,
something is
the
working,
other
man. Like
rappers,
a
they
lot of
could
guys
trap.
don't get the run. A lot of guys don't make it this far. So it's something
Other
that's working
J.
that you
Cole,
gotta give him some respect for. Is all I'm really
J.
saying.
Cole could make trap records. If J. Cole wants to make a trap song, that's not a problem. If Drake or Kendrick want to make a trap song or Big Sean or that's not a problem. The problem is when it comes time to bar up though, is 21 Savage standing on the same kind of ground as J. Cole? Well, come on.
But
Like, you
do
know what I'm
but
saying?
this,
So
this
it's like,
man, this is
come
hip
on.
hop though. They don't need to. They do what they do. You know what I mean?
So
Like
in
Cameron
my
never
the
tried.
era I'm from, you need
Cameron never
to.
tried to rap like Nas, man. I mean, let
I
guys
mean,
get to stay in their
but he
lane,
could go
and
there.
it's and
He
it's
could
a
go
it's
there.
a reason why somebody can be hot for 15 years. Is what I'm saying.
If,
We can't downplay something like that. You just
I'm
can't
gonna start.
ignore that.
I'm gonna start. If you're doing the same song over and over and over for 15 years, I'm gonna start kind
But
of
that's not
not
what's happening. Like
buying that.
you,
I'm
I think
not sliding with that. If you
but
put
you saying
Nas in
that
a room with Cameron and just
you
say
saying
bar
that
up,
though.
Cameron gon'
You ain't
come with
listening.
some stuff.
You
You
don't
don't
even
listen to
listen to the
Cameron
21.
gonna
music.
come with
You
some
don't listen to
stuff.
20. 21 ain't been making the
You
same
don't
song
listen
for
to
15
Future or
years.
21. Yeah, you don't. You admittedly say that you
I've
don't
listened
listen
to
to.
enough.
You don't listen to them. You don't
Listened to
listen to
enough.
Future or 21 like that. So you won't know if they really consistently making the
Yeah,
same song or
they're
not.
talking
You
to
know what I'm saying?
children. They're not talking to me. They talking to children. They're not
I
talking to
mean,
me.
Nah, you ain't
You know what I'm
listen to the
saying?
music. You ain't
yeah,
listen to
you ain't
Respectfully,
listening.
the
You ain't
music.
they
listening.
You ain't
talking
listen.
to. I mean, no. Do they have the ability? I've heard it, but when it come to these bars, though, you gonna stand up here with J. Cole? Like you gonna have to now. Maybe you could on a Monday and a Friday, but J. Cole can do this every day. You know what I mean?
I
Kendrick
mean,
could
we
do this
not talking rap.
every day.
I'm not even going. I'm
You
not
know what
going
I'm
to say
saying?
that. I wouldn't say that Future could, on a technical level, rap with J. Cole. But that's neither here nor there when it come down
The
to it.
sad part is they probably
That's
could and just don't. They
either
probably
way.
Future could probably bar up. He just don't
Hey,
because you gonna
either way you
support
like,
the.
either way it go, Future would smoke J. Cole in the verses. You know what I'm saying? No matter how
I don't
technically
know
great
about
he
that.
is,
I don't know
he
about
would
that.
smoke him in the verses. You know what I'm saying?
I
I
don't know
mean,
about that.
I honestly think that Future would beat Drake in the verses. Future
Nah.
ain't
See,
nothing to really be.
when
Future ain't nothing
we
to play
talk
with,
about
man.
the
Future really ain't nothing to play with
stage,
as
right?
far as this era of music. And
You're
if you're gonna compare him to like those guys, if you compare Future to Drake's and J. Cole's and this era of music and what we've been put forth and what's been put forth in front of us for the last 15 years, you can't argue against what it is.
I'm gonna
Their
argue it.
competition
I'm
is
gonna
their
argue it.
competition.
I
And
think
Future and Drake,
we're looking at being
you can't
popular
argue it.
as
You
being
can't argue
you're
for
looking at being
Drake and then
popular.
argue against Future. I think they almost
I think they
equally
get ate
like the same
alive.
type of artists.
I think they'll get ate alive on that stage because we're looking at being popular and having hit songs.
On what
All of that
stage?
is great.
A battle
All of that
stage, or
is
a
great
versus stage?
on a versus stage. I think if
Man,
J.
come
Cole
on,
is
man,
like
stop it, bro.
hold
Come on,
on,
man.
you're looking
This
at
not even
songs.
realistic to say
There
that you
ain't no
think that J.
rules to
Cole would beat
verses.
Future in the
There
verses.
ain't no
That's not even
rules to
realistic.
verses. Again, there ain't no
That's
rules
not
to
even
a street
realistic,
fight.
man.
There ain't no rules to a street fight. J. Cole could say, fuck your songs. Let's rap. Now what you gonna do? You're gonna say, well, I have to do my songs. When
He gonna drop
Jadakiss
the
got up there,
music
when
on him. If it's a
Jadakiss got up
versus,
there, when
he gonna drop another hit on him. He ain't
oh,
gotta
so
stand up there and kick a freestyle.
yeah,
That ain't
yeah.
what he do.
Oh, okay, so you not comparable to me, is what Cole could say. Cole could say, look, he could look at the crowd and say, do I got hit records, y'all? I could do this all night. I could do this for 3 hours. That's obvious. But what he can't do, he can't bar up. When Jadakiss got out there with Dipset, and Dipset was dipsetting all their, and I love the Dipset. Shout out to all of them, right? When Jadakiss said, "But look, though, I can bar up though." The energy got different because there ain't no rules to say that he has to just do hit songs. He just took it to the corner real quick, and they couldn't adjust. So
That don't work in every battle, man.
when
When
J.
KRS
Cole
One
takes
tried
it
to
to
kick
the
a
street
freestyle
corner,
in the
when
battle, that
Kendrick
didn't work.
takes it to the street corner, it's gonna get the energy gonna get different. And people, when people tried to say this about Jay and Nas doing the verses back in the day, and I was saying, what y'all don't understand is Jay-Z is actually a street dude. He's not gonna play by rules when he gets up there. He's gonna totally throw the rules out
I'm
and
not
just
bringing
start
Jay and Nas
and
into
just
this,
start
man.
and
We can
just start
let's
throwing.
stay on
He's
topic.
gonna start throwing personal diss shots that we have not heard, and he's just
Let,
gonna
let,
be rapping because
well,
he's not a he's an actual street guy.
let me get to the super chats real quick. But I will say this: let's take the versus element out of it, right? Let's say you got a DJ and I got a DJ, and the task is DJ play 20 records, and we're gonna let the people decide. I think Future's I mean, I'm a big J. Cole fan, but I think if one DJ's playing J.
But
Cole
that's
and another DJ's playing Future, Future's gonna win. It just is what it
And
is.
if the DJ
that's if we
say,
like it or not. Like we don't even it's not even saying that I think that Jake Future is better than J. Cole as a rapper. That's not the point that I'm even saying. That's not the
well,
point. The
that's
point is that Future has been consistently out here with hits. He's made music. He's got more
okay.
platinum albums than J. Cole. He has put in the
Well,
work, and you gotta respect it. Like, you know what I mean? A lot of guys, we give a lot of guys respect that only got 2
I'm
albums
saying you
or
got.
even 1 platinum album. I mean,
We're assuming that
listen to what let's
everybody
just check.
plays by rules, but you're assuming everybody fights fair. That's
Now
not
that
realistic.
is a fair fight.
If you
If
get
I
two DJs up there, if there's two DJs and you say let's play the best song, and a DJ says, "Well, no, I don't fight fair when I fight,"
nah,
what you
but
gonna do?
nah,
He's gonna say,
if I
"I'm gonna
hire the
show you."
DJs, if I
He's
hire the
gonna.
DJs to play these
You
records,
gotta let me
this
finish though. He's gonna show you I'm an actual better DJ than this person. So while he's just pressing play, I'm doing all the tricks. I'm doing all the blendings. I'm playing hit records too, but I'm scratching, I'm blending, I'm doing all type of stuff he's not capable of doing. That's when it gets tricky. You know what I mean?
let me get to the
That
super
when it
chat real
gets
quick. Lord Vachai with the super chat says Future is similar to Too Short. They don't get the respect for their production.
Uh,
Interesting.
Great
I
point.
I think they probably get respect, bro.
And they
Mad
don't get
Max.
enough respect. And you know to that point, they don't get enough respect for the longevity, especially Too Short. People, like, I mean, we're gonna get into Too Short, most likely sometime later on in the week. But you know, people don't really give Too Short enough credit for his longevity. People don't think about the fact that he really been rapping since 1983, and factor that fact in. You know what I mean? Like that adds up into your hip hop legacy, into your greatness, and it shows relevancy. You know what I mean? So I think that's dope, man. It's hard to be in the game for almost 40, close. Too Short been damn near in the game 48 years, rap 50 years.
And when I'm from the era of respecting the OGs. This new era, they could they created a word. And it's not created a word, but they started using a word irrelevant. I still don't even know what that means. Irrelevant to who are we talking about?
Let me
They'd
get
be
to
like,
this.
well, they're irrelevant to us in the street. Well, who the hell is y'all? But they created this irrelevant thing, and since then, that's
Uh,
why they're not gonna look at Too Short like I look at Too Short. You know
Mad
what I mean?
Max with the super chat says, laughing my ass off. J. Cole and Dot can't make trap, and nobody playing them. Dot, Cole are R&B rappers. Future and 21 would embarrass Dot and Cole in the verses. Dot and Cole can't even pick hot beats.
All right, all right.
You
But
know,
that's coming from you, man, Max, and respectfully. But if you get Kendrick or J. Cole, put a trap beat, they're probably gonna do a lot of. They're gonna glide on that. Trust me, they're gonna glide on that.
I
You know
mean,
what I mean? They gonna glide on
I
that.
don't know about all that. You know what I'm saying? I think J. Cole could
You may
glide
want
on
to.
it.
You may want to listen to them again.
I think J. Cole could, but I don't know about the other MC that
Is
we named.
Kendrick Lamar ain't gonna
I don't
glide on that? Y'all,
I don't
they
know.
they not rapping on Kendrick Lamar beats. They not gonna be able to find the
I
pocket.
would.
They're not
I
gonna be
mean,
able to find it. They're
you
not.
know.
You know.
I mean,
Yeah.
but I definitely respect Future, or you know, for doing his own thing and staying in his lane and you know, lasting this long. And like I said, I'm not a big fan of like all his music. But I do. I mean, I don't think that you can help but to like I definitely like over 30 songs of Futures. I definitely could say that without a problem. You know what I mean? And you know, I think that he dope as an artist. You know what I mean? And I can't knock what he do. And the songs I don't like, I don't play, and I don't really mess with. But Future definitely got some songs that's tight, and he's a great beat picker too.
I mean, I'm sure he got a 30 piece. I mean, if he didn't have that after 15 years, it'd be like, I'm sure he got a 30 piece. But what I'm saying is like, even with like Kendrick Lamar again, when we listen to his songs in the headphones, they sound a certain way. If you go to the show and hear them where he's rapping them in front of you at a concert, them same songs gonna be totally different animals. They gonna be different animals because now you looking at him do it. That's different. Them songs gonna sound different. The same song you heard in your headphones gonna sound completely different while you looking this man in the face. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
I
that's
feel you.
true.
I feel you, Leroy. But I just think it'll be if we were to go on our station head or we go on our alternate YouTube page or whatever we want to do on TikTok, and the task is let's go 30 for 30. It's gonna be a long night. If I put the if I got Future and you got Cole or you got Kendrick, it's gonna be a long night for them both.
I
And
don't
that's
know
just
how long it's gonna be
Yeah,
because I don't. You gonna
it's
play a
actually
bunch
gonna
of
be a
hit
short
songs?
night. It's gonna be a short night
man.
because I can go
To be
50.
to be honest
You
with
can
you,
play a
to be
bunch of hit
honest with
songs.
you,
I'll say I'm not even gonna play no hit songs. I'm
to
just
be
gonna play.
honest with you,
I'm just gonna
respectfully,
play skills.
I don't think J. Cole could beat 21 Savage in that type of battle either.
Mm.
But again, though, we assuming that everybody fights fair. I don't think people fight fair. You get them. You get 21 Savage and J. Cole on the stage. J. Cole could just say, "I'm not playing by rules. Why I got to play by rules for? Because you said so."
Well, we ain't
I'm
talking about
gonna
on the stage. We just talking about songs, bro. I mean, they ain't even gotta be. It ain't even gotta be a traditional verses. We like Ron said, just a DJ going on there. We going song for song. I
That's
think
too
21
easy.
Savage would beat. I
Just
think
picking,
21
just
Savage would
pressing
beat J
play.
Cole.
Just pressing play is
I
too
think he
easy
would
for
smoke
me.
J Cole.
Sometimes easy is best. Mad Max with
All
the
you
super
did was
chat.
press play. That's
That's
all
all you.
you
To
That's
be
all
did.
this
honest
shit.
with you,
You press
21
one
would probably
button,
beat
and
Kendrick
now
too in that type of battle.
you
21 could
press one
probably beat
button,
Kendrick
and
in
now
that type of battle. To be honest with you,
you press a button, and now you're top three. That's no, like, get up on this stage and outdo this man in the true essence of hip hop. Now let
Well
me see
then,
you do,
well,
because
well,
that
See, we pick and choose how we
you just press
evaluate.
and play.
We pick and choose how we want to evaluate things because some people say the world is a stage, and when I go out in this world, never mind. That's an argument for another day. Mad Max with the
Yeah,
super chat
you're gonna
says,
have to hold that one because on this stage, this man breaking Eminem records in one night. So it's a different reality once you go outside. Okay,
It's a
different
reality. It's a different reality too when I'm outside too, and
reality,
I don't hear that man's music. Mad Max with the super chat says nobody playing Dot and
bigger than the
Cole trap
streets.
beats. Dot was even whack on Mask Off. He was offbeat. And what's Cold Trap song Middle Child? Nobody playing that.
We
and
think the
21 Savage
streets. We
and 21
we think
Savage,
the
21
streets
Savage had the best verse when they did that song.
we think the
21 Savage
streets
smoked J. Cole on a lot.
are the highest level of artistic. We think the streets are the highest level of artistic value. We got the game fucked up. Being outside in the street or your
Uh,
local bar or your local pool hall, that's not the highest level of culture.
but it's part of the
You
culture though. It's part of the
you
culture though. We can't
you
discredit that.
open
We can't
bar,
discredit that,
highest
Leroy.
level of culture.
No,
It's
now
not.
you can't discredit that,
It's
Leroy,
not.
because if we
It's
because you always
not.
talk about black this and black that. If
This
black
man
people, if
shaking
let me
arenas,
finish my point.
and you
If
think your
black
local
and
bar?
a lot of us are not in those arenas, right? But it's comprised of a whole bunch of
You
different type
sure?
of people. It's comprised of a whole. If we talk about black
I
people make
think
hip
we
hop
in the building.
culture, you discrediting the culture because music is a communal experience. People share music, they vibe. It's vibrational, right?
I'll discredit it
You said
because if I
you said music is vibrational, right? And
if
you
I
talk
don't discredit it,
you just
nobody
said
else
it
will
an
because we're
hour
all gonna
ago
follow each
talking
other.
about Sinners when they were playing the music in the film. That music is communal and it's vibrational, right? You said this, so now it's
So he's
not
shaking the entire arena. How
again.
communal is that?
But when I say when I go to different places, Texas, up north, and the music is not being shared in the communal space, then we
Okay,
should
so
give credit to that,
an
right?
arena is a communal space. It's an arena. You see what I'm saying? So while he may not be playing on your block, That's your
No, it ain't
block.
my
I
block. It's not
understand.
my block.
Man,
It's
an
not my
arena
That's
block.
is
your
a
block.
gathering of fans,
It's
When
not
regardless.
you
my
I mean, it's
block.
a
shaking the
call for your
entire
fans to come.
arena,
It's
So it's
not my
not.
block.
that's
It's not my block. Let me correct you. It's not my block.
Yeah.
It's other
well.
people's blocks.
Where are you going, or wherever street
Everywhere.
you driving, or
Everywhere.
whatever you
Everywhere.
doing?
I'll be
When this
everywhere.
man is shaking arenas around the country, that's a communal space. America's a communal space. This
Right.
man's shaking arenas. So what do we? I get what you're saying, because what you're saying is there's a culture within a culture that's just blackness, and I understand
That's what
that.
I'm
But them,
saying.
them people in them black circles, they buying tickets. They buying tickets. So there are black people in there. It ain't just all white. There's black people in there. So what are we doing? Like, I understand, because we're trying to keep it street, but this shit ain't been street since LL Cool J dropped I Need Love. Where y'all been? This shit left the streets a long time ago. You know what I mean? So I mean, and I'm not knocking it, but we have to recognize there's levels to this too.
And
And I don't
I
want
think,
people to
man.
get caught up in I need the streets. I need the streets. Like, you, bro, there is a whole world out there. You're only concerned with the streets?
I
Like,
think at this point, man, we really putting too much. We overvaluing lyricism to a degree to where we not enjoying songs good enough.
oh,
Like people people, you rather listen to a bad song or a song that don't entertain you at all just for the sake of lyricism. Like, I'm not really down with that. I think that it's always should be a healthy blend. I'm not going to prioritize lyricism over a good song. You know what I'm saying? As long as the song is dope, and as long as
you won't survive doing
we
that as an
as
artist.
long as the mission is accomplished, you don't have to be the best lyricist. Like I said, we argued this in our private chat, man. Like, Too Short isn't the greatest lyricist, but he has great songs, and where he gets his message across, he gets his
But
points
he
across.
is a
You don't
lyricist,
have
though.
you don't have to be the yeah. Either way, I'm just
Yeah,
saying
he
you
is
don't
a
have to
lyricist.
be the grandest and greatest of lyricists to get your song's purpose across. I think that, like, we as hip hop heads and as fans of hip hop, sometimes we get caught up in this lyricism attack on songs. And is it a lyricist? Is it lyrical? Did he drop
Yeah,
entendres?
yeah,
Did
yeah,
he
yeah,
bar up? I think that's,
yeah.
and overall we should just be focused on if the song is dope, and
I don't
leave the
know.
bar work. Let the bar work come naturally. You know what I mean? Like, we can't downplay guys like Future and 21. Just downplay them,
I'm down. I'm
especially
gonna downplay it.
hold
I'm gonna
on, let me
downplay
finish
it
this.
because y'all not. They
Especially
not
in,
adding nothing.
hold on,
They not
Leroy. Let me
adding
finish what I'm
nothing.
saying. Just let me finish what I'm saying. In this generation, we trying to hold these artists who have not given us lyricism in this way, but we trying to hold them to some false lyricism standard. Like, it's not coming back that way. So, like, yeah, okay,
Okay,
yeah,
so
cool. J. Cole is a lyricist, right? Kendrick Lamar, they
okay,
lyricists. But how many of these guys can we even really speak on to where this lyricism is valued the way that it is? And if not, then we might as well just stop listening to
first,
music, because there's not
first,
there's no
then let's
there's not
stop.
enough people
Then
to
let's just
compare these
stop.
guys to. You know
If
what I'm
it's gonna
saying?
go
There's
backwards,
not enough.
if it's gonna go backwards, we need to just shut this shit down. Because in Too Short, if he wanted to bar up, trust me, he's just choosing not to. But he can do that. He could do that because he's from that cloth. You know. But what I'm saying is, it's levels though. When we try to take, we're putting someone who's a lyricist on the same level of someone who's not, and we're saying, well, the song got to be good. Well, the lyricist song got to be good too. He can't sell you bad music. It's not gonna work. It's not going to work. So he had to make good songs too. But there is levels. Now, if we want to have an equality, okay, everybody gets a trophy. That's cool. But to me, if somebody is showing a great level of skill, I got to put them over the person that's not. Because the person showing a great level of skill, they had to make a good song. If
And
it
I
was
and I
only
think
skill without a good song, that shit would flop.
I think there's a time and place for that type of conversation. Like, always, as far as, like, who's the best type of lyricist, who is the best lyrically and stuff like that. There's a time for that conversation all the time. But what I'm saying is that, like, especially us as older fans and older people in this space, and getting older, we do have to have a realistic standard of what is actually out there. Like we wish that more lyricism would come back. We wishing for this, but we can't pretend that this is a standard that's out here, and we have to really just enjoy this music sometimes just for what it is. Otherwise, we gonna end up playing hip hop out ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
If
Like for
that's already
ourselves.
here.
You're gonna play. No,
That's
no,
already
it's
here.
not, because the reason why
It's not played
it's
out.
not is because this is the reason why people feel that way though. Is because you're not just trying to enjoy the music. You're trying to have a hip hop standard on
Yeah.
lyricism, on concepts, and at like we haven't gotten that. And I've been saying this for a while. We really haven't gotten that for so long that it shouldn't even be really this deep of a conversation anymore.
You
Like
know
that
who makes
standard
our standards? People
that
people that's
standard
not from the
is not
culture.
realistic for the game right now. You know what I'm saying?
You
It's not realistic.
the people that are making the standards for our juke joint are the vampires. They make the standards. We don't. Trust me. When we think that we're running the business of hip hop, I would hurt a lot of people's feelings with who's really behind the culture. And the people, the reason why in the Sinners movie they stopped the dude, the white folks from coming in and playing music is because the red flag went up. A red flag went up that these people not like us, and what the people who run this culture and chooses our standards are not us. They are not us. They're not us racially. They're not us culturally. They're not us musically. They create our standards because nobody's stepping up from within the culture to say, okay, I need a standard. Nobody's saying that. Who? Who's saying that?
I mean, I don't. I just think that we just have to be able to accept the music and the songs for what it is. I know rap is like a religion for half of us, and the way that we think about this shit, it's like it's a real way of life. Like, we grew up
Right.
on this and haven't. We come from a certain standard of music and a certain standard of expectations. But like I said, we haven't gotten that since like 1999. Like ever since 2000, since the switch happened, and like we keep going back to this conversation, and I don't even want to go back into it because we've had it multiple times. But we talking about something that was 25 years ago. Like that standard of hip
What?
hop has been not present in hip hop enough for us to even continue to continue to judge guys like a Future or 21 Savage. This is the music right now. This
What?
is the current music.
Well,
It's better
y'all
for us to be comparing these guys with guys of their
y'all go.
generation and the music of their generation versus trying to compare it to that standard of the
That's fine.
90s. We can't do
That's
that.
fine.
We just can't because it
Well,
hasn't
Kendrick
been
Lamar
around
and J. Cole
since
is
then.
outside. Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole is outside. If anybody from this generation wants to go see them on this microphone, feel free to go see them. But they outside. Rayvon is outside. Joey Badass just tried to kick off a competitive nature thing. If it's about competing, they're just sharks in the water. But this whole thing is where I don't gotta be nice because I hear that from, well, not from my inner circle, but my the circle outside of that. They like, I don't gotta have lyrics. I got money, bro. What I need lyrics for when I got money? That's really what it is.
That's been the
That's really
mentality
what it is.
since 2000. Like that's been the mentality since 2000. That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
Like
so
we can't
you
keep
come
acting
in here
like
talking
grumpy
about,
old men about what
okay,
hip hop
so
is. And like
somebody got
I
to
think
do
that
it. Somebody got
at
to
this
do
point
it.
we just at this point, bro, we just got to enjoy these
Somebody got to
dope
do it.
beats.
Put some,
We got to enjoy
put
these
some,
dope beats and these whack
put something
rhymes.
in your
And
pen.
we gotta
Put
go with
something
it
in your pen, man.
until that standard change or until the audience change, because the audience
I'm
is the
apply
reason why
pressure.
the audience is the reason why a guy like Future and Drake and 21 Savage can continue to be hot for 15 years. This is a
Yeah,
fan
because
base thing.
the vampires
Do you
picked the
know what I'm saying?
standard.
But the
The
vampires are
vampires
not
picked the
the
standard.
fans ain't getting tired of the music. Once they
Because how
they
could
making
they?
things
How could
that's keeping them relevant, and this is
look?
and that's what's selling. So it is what it is.
Vampires are coming
I'm
in
not going.
and they're
I
saying
think that
you listen to 21 Savage. They're telling all of us, you listen to 21 Savage because I told you to, and you ain't got no choice. Now I know that we don't hear that, but
no,
behind the
come on,
business,
Leroy. That
that's what's going on. That's
Leroy,
what's
come
going
on,
on.
man. You
Turn on
say
your radio
you
station
always say
and
that we
tell
got
me.
thousands of choices of music,
Turn on your
and we get
radio
to,
station and tell
and
me
you
that.
pick and choose what people pick and choose what they want to listen to. So they're not forcing
Turn on your
21
radio.
Savage in your ear.
Everybody,
They're not really
everybody
forcing
tomorrow.
them. People are going and picking
Everybody
those albums
tomorrow.
on and
Turn on
playing
your
those
local
songs.
radio
They
station.
playing the videos, bro.
You are not choosing what you want to play. I know people think you're choosing, but you ain't choosing. When you
Come
go
on,
on
bro.
the internet, when
This
you
is the
go on
first
the
time I
there's
ever
an
heard you make this
algorithm.
argument
There's an
ever.
algorithm there. Trust me. You think you're picking everything off your own choice, but there's an algorithm that you are unaware of that's putting it in front of your face.
We say this multiple times on here. People really don't listen to radio no more. People jump in their cars and listen to wherever they got with Bluetooth. They picking and choosing the music that they want to listen to. Is all I'm saying. I'm not trying to act or pretend that Future and Drake Cole are lyrically equal, or that's not even my point. My point is this is what the audience has been choosing for 15 years.
They not
Those
choosing
guys
that.
those
They
guys
not
have been
choosing that.
running the game for 15 years. It's the reason why they're going multiple platinum
They not
out. They got
choosing that.
multiple
You
platinum
think you're
albums.
choosing?
They going on
Think you're
multiple
choosing?
tours. They have a real fan base, bro. And we
Okay,
as
but
Nah,
I'm
hip
not
nah,
hop
just gonna
nah.
fans,
always
we
give you
can't we
props
can't keep
because you
hating on that,
popular.
dog. We just it looks
Because you
despicable
popular,
hating
I
on
gotta
that at this
respect it.
point, really. It
Because
look
you
crazy.
popular, I gotta respect it. I'm not gonna
So
keep doing that.
so you knock me for saying the same thing about Kendrick though, Leroy. The same thing you saying
What?
about 21 and 21 in future.
What are we saying? But
You
they
just
but you saying they not playing Kendrick, right? So he's still doing it without their help. Because you saying they not playing Kendrick in the
and
street.
you just
So
said
without the streets, he's still doing what he's doing without the streets.
you just said, Leroy, just your quote. Just because they popular, I don't have to. I don't mean I have to respect it. Why can't I say
But
the
you
same thing about Kendrick?
then don't respect it then. Though that's fine. Don't respect it. But I'm saying if you don't gotta respect it, then I definitely don't gotta respect nothing. Because you have the freedom.
Every weekend I go out,
Well, I'm not
man.
gonna respect it.
Every weekend
If you
I
come in
go
here
out.
talking about how much drugs you do, I pop Molly, I pop this, and every song you pop into Molly, right? I respect your hustle, but I don't respect what you saying, because I'm not gonna pop Molly every freaking day. I'm just not gonna do that. Respectfully. You know
Well,
what I mean?
I'm
And
not having a substance conversation. I'm just saying that they have earned their rights at this point in time. It's 15 years, bro. Like I said, and us
that's
continue to
cool. My OGE
continuing
40.
continuing to push back on these guys after this long of being the guys that's really been running rap is kind of like I said, it looked like we hating.
My
I know
OGs
that
is too short in
and
E40.
I know that regardless of, if you really like Future's music totally or as a package, he got a song you like. I mean, it's impossible. You know what I mean? Unless you
That's
just
fine,
I don't
but
know what you're
you're
doing.
giving
I
me
just
the bare minimum. I gotta respect it because I like some of his songs. I gotta respect it because he's been out here for 15 years. I can respect all that, but
you don't have to respect what he rap about. You don't
I'm
have to
not gonna
respect
put you
that.
on the level. I'm not gonna put you on a level with somebody who could do that and more. Like, come on, bro.
On a
Like,
level. What you mean on
I'm
a
not.
level?
I'm what I mean by on a level beyond the popularity and the fame, right? If we put J. Cole in the studio and Future in the studio, yeah, they both can make good songs. I'm not saying they can't. But if J. Cole wants to take it up another level lyrically, I don't know if Future's gonna be able to follow him upstairs like that. So it's two different levels.
Well, I mean
Two different levels.
it, that it is
You know
what it
what
is. I
I'm saying?
mean, but that you asking Future to do something that he might not even care about doing. He might just care about making a hot song.
Okay, no
He
problem. If you don't care about
he
it,
might just care about the album selling and making a hot song and this shit being in
no
the club.
problem.
That might
No
be
problem.
his only concern. I mean, I think that it's and that's what I'm saying. Like every artist, this is music, bro. Like every artist has
Understand.
they have artistic responsibility
Values.
for whatever they want to do. And I think that we should be valuing that type of variety in hip hop in a way instead of hating on it so hard.
I can't
Like
no more.
let
I
Future do
can't.
what he do over here. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
he
I
not
don't
trying to
respect it.
bar up. Why are we even
I don't
trying to
respect it
hold
no more.
Future to a bar up standard when we know that's not what he do? He makes
In in the
vibe
movie
music.
Sinners,
He makes trap music. He makes
I don't respect
music
it.
with those type of beats. It's not supposed to be Nas and Jay, or it's not supposed to be Kendrick and J. Cole. He doing what he do. And I
That's
think that I
fine.
mean, me as just a hip hop fan, I respect that he's not trying to be a lyricist, really. Like at the same
I don't
time,
respect that
everybody
no more.
shouldn't be trying to be lyricists. It's the time and place for
I don't
everything.
respect that no
Let
more.
Future do his thing. Let J. Cole and them do their thing. Stop. I don't really listen
Look,
or look at rap like that. I don't want Wu-Tang Clan to do what
I'm from a place.
Outkast do. You know
I'm
what I mean?
from the
I'm not
place
trying to
where
have
player.
Outkast and Wu-Tang make the same type of songs. Be different, and that's fine with me.
I'm from a place where the originated player hater, the term player hater. I'm from the Bay, right? So I get it, but nobody is hating. So that nobody is hating. So now it's like, okay, well, so it's got to maybe it should be if we're talking about a standard in the movie Sinners, the preacher boy Sammy, he played the guitar better than the Irish dude. That's just a fact. So I'm not gonna say, well, the Irish dude, I gotta respect his longevity and I gotta respect he could make hits and he got, but Sammy's still better player than you. He just is. Like, so it's got to be levels. Now, do I respect? Again, we're talking about hustle. I respect hustle. Yeah, I respect hustle. You get out here, you make millions of dollars. I respect hustle. But when it comes to just this music, right? And again, I think anybody who makes bad songs is not gonna work. So I don't think it's a
I just
matter of
I
good or
just
bad.
think that I think we as hip hop fans and artists, we just got such a standard on our music that just don't really exist across no other type of genre. You know what I'm saying? Like just like
Yeah, they
we
don't
just
care.
gotta accept we just gotta really accept the music for what it is. I don't like there's we like rock and roll artists aren't expected to make only love songs or something like that, or only have lyrical raps or to be
I'm a
considered
Snoop
great
Dogg fan.
they gotta have songs that's talking about conscious things. You know what I mean? Like the way that we think about hip hop, we really robbing ourselves of in just enjoying music because of these kind of like these
Look,
unrealistic
stop
standards that we just
disenjoying.
is at the end of the day, bro, it's just music. And that's my judgment all the time when it comes down to this. And that's why I think that I'm able to like a lot of things and I can appreciate like, some of this newer music, a lot of our older stuff. I can stay current with music because I'm not really looking at music like that. It's just entertainment and something to be enjoyed. We take our
Yeah, I'm tired of the
we take
party.
our we
I'm
take
the
our
party
feeling
dead.
about hip hop a little bit too far. And this
I,
is like when we
I'm
do
ready to
that,
go
this
far.
that's the reason why
I'm ready
shit
to go
like that
far.
spread to the streets and you get a lot of people
But,
following and doing that. We got to remember that rap is just a
no,
video game, bro. It's wrestling, it's
nah,
entertainment,
y'all,
it's a
y'all
movie.
people out
You
here
know what I mean? And
calling
it's
hip
something to
hop
be
culture.
enjoyed. Rap is something
They
to be
calling
enjoyed and not lived by.
no.
You know what I mean?
Let's
Like you
stop
don't
it. Let's
live
stop
by
having
rap, you
fun.
enjoy
Let's stop
rap,
having
bro.
fun for now. People out here calling hip hop culture. Do y'all even know what the word culture means? You cannot call hip hop culture unless it's a way of life. So every time they use that word culture, I have to use the word standard because y'all keep using the word culture. So that means it's beyond music. Because when you add culture, that means people are living the music actually. So if we're gonna
And
live the music, there has to be standard. I wouldn't allow somebody to just go outside acting a complete with look, you can act outside with no standard of how you act. That wouldn't be good advice. So if we're calling it culture, you know what I mean? Again,
I
now
think
now
that
people, you know,
I think at some point, I think that the word even the word culture gets twisted in what it means. Rap
way
is
of
black
life.
culture. Black rap is black culture as far as its inception and it's what it is but like the way that you using culture right now, you making it like we ain't all thugs and shit. We ain't all pimps. We
I'm
ain't
just
all
saying y'all
gangsters
use
and
the word
we ain't all
culture.
gang bangers. That's not to say that is is black culture. That's I think you're using the word wrong with the way that you saying it really right now. You know what I mean?
But any definition y'all want me
I
to
don't
go
think
with,
rap is not something that we should be living by. It's something we should be
I'll take
enjoying and listening. And that's really it, man. Like cuz really
if somebody
rap is not a great example for our culture. You
if
know what I'm saying? And
somebody
it's
wants
not even
to,
it's not a realistic reflection of our culture either.
it's
You
very
know,
it's very
it
real.
could be at times it can
Very,
represent it, but for the most
very
part,
real.
we can't look at rap like that. Like I said, it's just music to be enjoyed. We as
I'll
hip hop
let
fans,
y'all pick
I
the
think sometimes
definition
we just
for
go a
me.
little bit too far with our fandom,
I'll
and
let y'all tell me
we put too
what
hard
the
of an
definition is,
expectation
and I'll
on
go
something
off
that's
your
just
definition. Look,
to be enjoyed, bro.
if
We don't
people
even
want
have
to
those
tell
type of
me what
standards
culture
on
is,
movies.
if people, I'll throw my culture out the window. Then I I'll use your culture. You whatever culture people tell me you win. Now I'll use your own culture against what you're saying. You whatever definition you pick the definition of culture, and we'll use that. I don't even have to use my definition. I'll use your definition and still show you that this is beyond music. It's beyond entertainment. What we do is not just entertainment. We put our like Birdman said, it's blood on this money. We putting blood on these tracks, real life. So it ain't just entertainment. If it was, I would let it go. Because if it was just purely wrestling, I would let it go. This wrestling spill out into the street, yada yada yada. So I have to address it now.
And even
You
most
know
of
what
the
I'm
stuff that
saying?
spill out into the street for fake reasons. It's not. So I'm saying it's like it's not.
Hey,
This shit ain't
I
real,
get
man. It's just
I
music
get
and
it.
entertainment, bro. And I think that like we got to treat rap like it's Grand Theft Auto, or like we got to treat rap like Star Wars. It's not that
Listen to
serious to me.
Rayvon. Listen to that new
We
Rayvon.
gotta,
And
yeah,
tell me
and it's the time, and it's the
that's
time and the
real.
place for it's the time and the place to have that type of music. It's the time and the place to have Future. It's the time and the place to even have a Drake. You know what I'm saying? It's the time and the place to have a Sexy Red. If
I
you into all that,
understand. I
I
understand.
respect the variety of hip hop, and I don't want to have. I never try to put that type of standard that all of my rappers have to be lyrical. I respect anybody that love
I
lyrical
understand. I
rap and
understand.
that love that expectation, but to have that expectation on everybody is
Yeah,
unreasonable,
I
is what I'm really
respect
trying to
that
say.
now.
And it's unreasonable. Hold on, Leroy. Let me finish. I'm being quiet when you talk. Um, to have that expectation on rappers that hasn't even existed for at least 25 years is unreasonable at this point. Like we have to move on
Yeah,
from
that's
that a little
fine.
bit and really just get back to enjoying music and you know what I mean? Like
But you
unfortunately,
keep
yes.
saying that.
It's a
You
shame.
keep saying that.
Unfortunately, yes, we have to drop our standards because the standard that we've been looking
I'm
for
a
has
Wiz
not been
Khalifa
there
head.
for 25 years. So
I,
unfortunately, yes, we have to drop our standards a little bit and just get
I
back
can't
to
drop it
enjoying
no
some of these
lower.
beats and vibes.
Can't drop it no lower. I'm a Wiz Khalifa head. So there's if you want to have fun, I'm with that. But I'm not gonna ever compare what Wiz Khalifa does to what you know Lupe Fiasco does because it's just not a comparison there. That's all I'm saying. Now I still respect Wiz Khalifa, what Wiz Khalifa does. Trust me. But if I have to, you're not on the same level as what Lupe out here doing just because you got more money, just because you got more fame, just because you've been doing it for longer. I get all that. I get all that. But you not it's not the same. Now, and if that makes me look a certain way to the people, it's because nobody else is saying it. You're saying we have to accept everything is cool. Like everything is cool.
I'm not saying that we have to
Like
accept everything. I'm just saying that we have to learn to enjoy aspects of music. It's just music. Like I said, it's just beats and rhymes and niggas talking shit. That's really all it is, bro. It's just beats, rhymes, and niggas talking shit. And sometimes they can put it together very well and they can make a song with meaning. Sometimes they can put it together very well and they can make a song that just sounds good in the car when you driving down the street and you going somewhere. Sometimes they can put it very well together and make a song about love or make a song about some conscious shit. I just enjoy music. I don't have that type of standard on my
okay,
music. I just don't. You know what I mean? I think that these unrealistic standards make us hate everything. That's why people hate everything because you wishing everything to be barred up when you ain't getting that. You ain't been getting it for 25 years, bro. You got to go search for that shit.
go see Kendrick Lamar. Go see what Kendrick doing.
Well,
He outside. Go everybody go see him. If y'all want to talk about these levels, not you, Super, but people they need a lyrical example of what it is to be lyrical. Go get your ticket. I ain't gone to the show yet, but hey, I'm busy. But if you're not busy, go get yourself a ticket and you tell me what he doing impressive or not. Y'all let me know if you sit.
I ain't busy. I got the money. I still ain't going to go see that show.
But
That's
actually,
just
but
me.
you don't rock with Kendrick Lamar, bro. You don't. It's okay. It's oh, but you don't just say that. You don't just say, you know what? I'm not messing with Kendrick Lamar. Like you just don't come out and say that. I will just tell you straight up. I don't mess with Young Thug. Straight up. It's no disrespect, but it's just not for me. But I'm just saying, even you, Ron, if you go sit in there and you looking this man in the face, I'm not saying that it's any type of G check, but what I'm saying is you're hearing the music in a different um environment. Them songs gonna sound a lot different, bro. They gonna sound a lot different. The same songs. You know what I'm saying? Same songs. They gonna hit different, and you gonna come out of there like, you know what? He made me a believer. That's what you gonna say, because the energy that hits you is gonna make it very real for you. Like that's all. Like we were
You
talking
know,
about battling the other day, right? We were talking about battling the other day. Now, anybody from the battle culture, when you're on a track recording in your house, it's a certain comfortability. When you actually in front of somebody's face battling, that's a different energy. Now you feel different. You know what I'm saying? So that's all. You know,
I mean, yeah. I mean, my real main point is that it just should be a time and place for everything. Is all I'm saying. I'm not trying to tell
I
nobody
got it.
what to enjoy or how to
I
enjoy the
got it.
music, but I just think that
That's
at
true.
some point it's at this point, man, it's unrealistic to put a lyrical standard on Future or 21 Savage when we know that's not what they do. It's unrealistic to put a lyrical standard on guys even like Gunna and or even West Side Gun, and you know what I mean, like it's just if that's your bar and that's what you do and that's the only music that you listen to is lyrical music, then fine,
It's
do
not.
what you do. Do what you do. But I just
But
think that
lyricism's not
argument.
respected.
I just
Lyricism's
think
not
that the
respected
argument that
as
Future
much
ain't
as pill
lyrical and
popping.
he ain't barring up is just like, come on, man. Like, that's why we even saying that. We know he
My
don't do
problem
that.
is lyrics
You know what
not
I mean?
respected. They
I
don't
know
respect lyrics.
my thing is that whether 21 Savage is garbage lyrically or Future is garbage lyrically or not. This ain't my this not even my point. I would even if you want to say that they garbage lyrically as far as a rap standard and you using a Nas and Jay standard or a Kendrick Lamar standard or a J. Cole standard and when you judging them, all right, fine, yeah, they garbage. But regardless of the matter, they've been hot for 15 years and that is to be
Okay.
respected is what I'm really saying.
I
That is to be
respect they
respected
hustles. I
regardless is
respect
what
they
I'm saying. Like
hustles.
you gotta respect that one way or another. You don't have to enjoy the music, you don't have to enjoy their rap style, but it's a reason. It's not that's not fake and phony that these guys
I
can be this
respect they
relevant for
hustles. Get your
15
money.
years.
Well, look, Mad Max saying something about elitism or elite or whatever. Elite lyricist is what I mean. Okay, never mind. I was about to say something else. But if there is a feeling of elitism, I'm from that era where you were expected to be elite. Where when you went outside or when you played a game or when you did something, the older people would tell you, hey, when you go out there, you be the best that you can be. They wasn't accepting no like, well, nah, I'm just gonna play cool because I'm cool. They'd be like, nah, nah, you be the best that you could be. That was the mandatory thing. Like we didn't have no choice. Today, I'm not gonna play that good because I don't feel like it. They wasn't going for that. They wasn't. We should be elite. That being elite used to be our standard. But like that, our standard
But like
was
I
the
said,
highest level.
when did we really when did like I know it became a shift maybe around like the 90s, in the mid 90s where we
Right,
started
right.
expecting our rappers to be like that. But like I said, man, hip hop has always accepted all forms, man. I listen to X Clan, Kid and Play, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
once money got
Rapper
into the play,
Forte.
yeah.
I listen to everything. You know what I mean? Like I would listen to everything. I mean, even now, you know what I mean? I can listen to Kendrick Lamar, go listen to Bodie James, and listen to Lil Tyler and listen to Future.
No,
I can enjoy all of that at the same time. You know what I mean? Like so
but
I just think
even
that I just think that we gotta respect variety
but
and
we do.
wishing
That's
for this
common
lyrical
sense.
standard to come back is like a 25. We've been
I'm
wishing for
not
25
expecting
years.
nothing.
We've been
I'm not
wishing for
expecting
25
nothing.
years is
But
all
if
I'm
I
saying, bro.
ask people who are the best rappers, the first thing they're gonna do is start naming lyrical dudes. Like, why is you naming lyrical dudes? Because you when I enter the word best, they're gonna look for who's lyrical. That's the first thing they're gonna start doing. So apparently, something about being lyrical makes you connect it with best or great. So it's
No,
like,
and I agree. Like I said, if we having
you
that
know what
type
I'm
of
saying?
argument, then if we having that type of argument, these guys ain't even coming up. You know what I mean? Like we having a lyrical conversation
Yeah,
about hip
yeah.
hop. They not even coming up. So as far as that, I'm not disagreeing with you when you say that. You know what I mean at all.
I'm not mad at Future though. Yeah, I'm not mad at him for doing what he do. Like I respect what you do. Again, I'm a Wiz Khalifa dude. I'm a too short. Well, I'm an E40 dude, more than too short, but I'm a too short dude too, obviously. But I don't listen to just all lyrical stuff. But once we start debating hip hop, though, like we're having debates about hip hop, it's like you see what I'm saying? Now we're talking about who is better than who now. You know what I'm saying? And them lyrical dudes is gonna have an edge, like they just are, like they
I
just
wouldn't. I
are.
mean, if we're talking from a lyrical standpoint too, I wouldn't like Drake wouldn't be in the big three either. If we going on a lyrical standpoint, I wouldn't put Drake in a big three or even in the conversation with Kendrick and Cole. You know what I mean? If
I
we really
see
talking,
that.
if we
I can see that.
Man,
Yeah, but
please.
respect around the board though. Respect everybody hustle though. You know what I'm saying? If you get into it, you get into it. You know what I'm saying?
You know what
But
though?
y'all, yeah.
You know what
I
though,
feel like
Leroy, you got me to thinking, man. I'm gonna go ahead and get me some tickets to this Kendrick show. I want to see if I can come out of that show converted. I'm gonna come out. I'm gonna go get me some
if
good
you don't,
tickets. I'm gonna give me some tickets,
if he doesn't convince you,
and
if
I'm
he
gonna give.
doesn't convince you that he is that dude, it's like, damn, you just can't be convinced, and that's okay. There ain't
I'm gonna
nothing
go.
wrong if you can't be. Oh,
I'm gonna film it. I'm gonna put together like a little movie. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna report
all right.
outside the venue. I'm gonna talk to some fans. I'm gonna see what, and I'm gonna see if I can get converted by the end of the night. And if I get converted, I'm gonna come on
Hey,
here with some thorns on my
hey,
head and
man.
a K dot shirt on the next show. That's
He
what
do
I'm gonna do.
whacked out murals in front of you, and you not impressed. I'm gonna be like,
If I
damn,
like
you
the show,
cold,
if I
bro.
like the show on the next weekend ride, I'm coming with some thorns and a K dot shirt. That's what I'm a rocking. I'm gonna go to the next show. I'm gonna go see the show. I'm gonna go see the show. I think I'm gonna do
And
that.
I feel
I
people may feel a way about that type of imagery too, and I understand, but I wouldn't take that as personal as people take that. Like, he'll come out in the crown of thorns. They like, oh, I'm really offended by that. But it's like, do you really gotta be offended by that?
Matter of fact, I'm gonna come. I'm gonna wear me a
I
blouse.
mean,
I'm gonna wear me some
you
blouse
know,
and some bell bottom
uh,
jeans at the show.
hey,
That's
you
what
can wear whatever clothes you want to wear. I'm not. I don't care.
I'm gonna wear that white blouse. So homie be rocking and some
Hey,
damn
man.
and some
Young
damn
Thug
flare
be
out.
dressing crazy too. Like Young Thug out here dressing. We got the
I
mask
don't
and the
like that
feathers,
either.
and
I don't like
I
that
don't
either.
know
I don't like that either.
what's swaggy. I
I
don't
don't
get the
like that either.
swaggy there. You know what I'm
I don't
saying?
like that
I
either.
mean, I'm gonna keep it funky, man. That's why I just don't even mess with Young Thug at all. Like I can't forgive him. I wish they would have locked his ass up for wearing the dress. I ain't even gonna lie. They should have locked him up for wearing the
It's
dress.
not
Yeah, could have.
swaggy. You could never get me to say, "Oh, the dress is swaggy." It's not like no,
Hey,
it's not.
and I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I never got into. I don't really rock with him like that either. I'm just telling you. You know, in Atlanta, his
Right.
music has
I get it.
carved a lane. But I'm not a. I'm not. You don't hear me listening to the Thug like that. And I never. And when I saw the dresses and everything like that, it really wasn't for me to literally listen to or get into like that. That's just me.
I'm
You know
sure,
what I'm saying? So,
but these dudes would tell you like, nah, this is the streets. Like Young Thug represent the streets. I'm not mad at you, but I don't see no young dudes out here wearing that. So what street are y'all talking about? Like, where's that street? I don't. What street are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Well, I
Yeah, like is you
don't.
wearing? Hey, is he wearing a dress while you sliding? While you slide on? But I
Let
wonder
me
how many of
know.
them.
Let me
I wonder
know.
how many of them on them tape conversations that he had in the court case was he wearing a dress in?
and
You
that's
see
why,
what I'm saying?
and that's why I never really, if I to keep it a buck, I didn't like the name because I don't like that what the name implies, like Little Uzi Vert, like Little Lucifer. I never got into Uzi either because of the imagery. I just don't,
I mean,
it ain't for me. You know what I mean? So
I'm just saying when
And
we say the
there's a new
streets,
rapper that's out right now that's really going hard with the devil worshiping imagery now too. I can't remember his name. I'll put it in our
you talking
chat. I
about he
can't
from
remember his
Memphis, right?
name.
He from Memphis, right?
I want what you know his name. If you say his name, I might remember it.
He from Memphis, man. I know who you talking about. You know, you talking about Trippy Red was in that. Trippy Red was in
No,
the Devil.
no, that's
I
not him.
mean,
It's not him. He kind of knew. He knew, and he going hard with pentagrams and all type
they
of
try to
weirdo.
get
He
it, man.
going really hard with this shit. Like it's kind of ridiculous. Like
They trying to get it done.
I'm gonna show it to y'all in the
Like,
chat.
would y'all step in your grandmother house dressed like that? Like, come on, like be let's be real. Like, and a lot of these dudes, like, you out here like you playing with the devil. Keep it real, bro. The devil don't know you. You don't know the devil. You just out here playing, trying to get a dollar. And it's like, stop playing like that. You know what I mean? The devil don't know
And
you. You know what I'm
nah,
saying?
hey, RJ, it's not Playboy Cardi. This is a newer guy. It's like Ken Park or
Oh,
I
I
can't
was
remember.
talking about Duke Deuce was playing with that devil stuff though. Yeah, it's not Duke Deuce, is
Man,
it?
that's corny. That's just
No,
corny.
no. I'm i I'm I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna post it in the chat. We don't need to even give him no light because I don't even want nobody to know his damn name because nobody even need to be even finding out. So I ain't even
I'm
gonna.
saying
I mean, I'm glad I can't remember his name because I wouldn't even want to say it anyway. Just you know what I'm saying.
we got demon time. We got demon time, but no angel time. Like, show me angel time if you gonna show me a time. You keep coming with this demon time, the youth. I respect it, but I actually don't respect it because I'm not gonna respect nobody coming around talking about no demon time, bro.
I think
Show me angel time. Other than that,
I think
I
that
ain't with no time.
I
You
think that
know?
this is obviously like an industry play and like a record label play and an industry play with that these guys doing that because you know they was doing that with rock and roll.
Yeah.
It's like a recycled.
Rage rap.
This
What
like
is
a yeah
rage rap?
this is
They
like a
got a new theme.
recycled music trick or something like that. Like this is just like a you know it's recycled because
Like
they tried
When
emo
the
we
same thing
with
with
Marilyn
yeah,
rock and roll.
Manson and they tried with Marilyn
I mean,
Manson and
your man
Panthera.
was doing songs with Marilyn Manson. But if we talk, they got this new thing called a rage rap, right? If we're gonna talk about rage, then go listen to what Rayvon is doing. Go listen to what some other people is doing. But you just being rage just to act like you have a rock angle. No, you don't. Yeah, if y'all are rock and roll light, y'all not the real rock and roll. Please spare me. Like, you know what I mean? So whatever they're trying to inject in the game, if it's not positive, you got to ask yourself because we in the juke joint. All of us right now, we in the juke joint called According to Hip Hop. And the vampires is outside and they want to come in here and play in our juke joint. So I'm like the character at the door that's saying they not like us, bro. Like they not like us. We keep allowing other people to come in telling us what's hot. How you gonna tell us what's hot? We the ones making it. What are you talking about?
Hey,
Rage
but
rap is
you know, like I said, it's the fans that's doing this, man. Like we gotta,
no,
like our fans gotta check themselves. You know what I mean? Like we can say that they putting it out there, but we the ones following these dudes on Instagram. We the ones that's clicking on these videos and giving them
okay.
46 million views. You know, the people are the ones that's showing them that this is some lane that they should be going in. Because if not, I mean, people should be, you know, it wouldn't be getting clicked on. It wouldn't be what it is. You know what I mean? So
Hey,
it's obviously
I
that
can't
there's
argue.
some type of audience out there or some type of people supporting this type of shit because you know, it should be obvious that this don't work in hip hop. This would have never worked at a time in hip hop. You know what I mean? All this imagery and all that. This would have never worked. But now it works and it is what it is and people watching it and giving into it. So
And I see
the
people in the
industry.
chat. I see people in the chat comparing this stuff to 3-6. But I think this stuff was a little bit more extreme than 3-6 Mafia. I
No,
don't.
3-6 was getting they was getting a little wild too though. Like especially on
Yeah, they,
some of
they
that
was
older
wild.
stuff. They was getting a little wild with a lot of it too. They
But
was.
as they got older, they kind of got away from that. When they first started out in the game, it was a little bit wild. I ain't gonna front, but they kind of got away from that as time went on. It wasn't as
I
Yeah.
mean, no, I get both points, and it was more musical too. Like they did get into it, but their sound of music, they had their own style that people latched onto. But if people want to play with the demonic world, right? If that's what you want to play with, then actually get into that world and understand the mechanics of it. So you're not just out here just playing yourself. Like the movie again, it deals with hoodoo, which sounds like voodoo, but we have first thing we do is get scared. I'm not saying don't get in your emotions, but I'm saying at least Wikipedia these things, at least go get a book, at least pull up YouTube, at least watch something that can inform you on the situation you're talking about, so you start to make it realistic. See, a lot of y'all playing with the devil like that because y'all looking for a form of escapism from real life. You want to escape real life and deal in the imagination world. Well, that's fine, but come back to the real world and apply. You know what I mean? Like, don't just stay in the fantasies of that. You know what I mean? Because you just playing with something you fantasizing about. That's not real world stuff. stuff. Like if we're gonna fantasize about something, let's go Afrofuturism. Let's go. There's a Christian rap scene that's bubbling. Let's do something that's constructive, so a motherfucker not just out here playing with the devil. Because I don't think you want to play with that, because that don't make no sense. Like it really
Yeah,
don't. Like
I just
you
don't
know,
see the hip hop appeal even with it. I don't like, you know what I mean? Like it's that's not even nothing that's culturally us. You know what I mean? Like where is that
no, it's
where
not.
where 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 is this devil worshiping some type of cultural reference to
The
us? And that's what
question,
I mean. This is what I mean about, like this is music, bro. This ain't culture like the way that we saying that. This shit just music. We not I'm not claiming that shit is culture. That shit ain't culture for
right,
real. That's just some shit that they doing
right.
right now.
I just say it's culture because I'll see a rapper do something, then I'll go outside and see other people imitating what the rapper was doing. So that lets me know there's culture there. Because NBA, or I don't want to mess his name up, but NBA young boy, whatever, right? He'll do something, or he'll present an aesthetic, a way he wears his clothes, a swag he's doing, and then the youth will go copy that swag, or another person will come out, they'll copy that swag. So by you copying it, it lets me know this is bigger than music because you copying it. You know what I'm saying? So
And
now
I,
it's
and
just
I,
bigger than
me,
music.
me personally, I think there's something wrong with that. Like, really, I think fans, like,
Mhm.
hip hop really was more a representation of what was really going on in the streets. Like, we didn't, our artists really wasn't dictating our fashion like that. You know what I mean? To be honest with you, like
Right,
we would, like it might have been a time where, yeah, we started wearing throwback jerseys because Jay was wearing them or something like that. But traditionally, like, we
right,
really wasn't following the rap artists and really trying to wear what they was wearing or put the shoes on that they was wearing. Like at one point in time, it did become like that. But the way that like we didn't go too far. Like I don't think that we let the music influence us the way that
right,
that I believe that a lot of this music is influencing the youth. Um, as far as this gang culture, as far as like the drug taking and
right.
what I mean, a lot of that shit. Like
Man,
I think we need to put that in check or keep, remind these kids that this shit just music, regardless. Remind these kids like 'cause this ain't nothing that we should be following. This ain't no
yeah,
example. This ain't nothing that we want to be having and representing as the
right.
normal and saying that this is culture. That's I don't think
But
that's something we should be
I'm
claiming.
using that. I'm using that as a reversal, though. I have to use the culture to try to reverse it in another direction. Because if I tell you, well, just put the culture down and don't fuck with it, that's cool. You can go. We can go listen to R&B or do something else. We don't have to rock with hip hop. But that I'd rather reverse that energy within the same culture and just reverse it. You know what I'm saying? Because I know they're gonna play with the culture anyway. If I tell them to put it down and to my face, they'll say, "All right, we ain't messing with it." And as soon as they leave, they're gonna go right back to YouTube and mess with the culture. So I rather just use the tools that are here and just reverse the energy and then go back the other way, because y'all keep going down this road of like just being crazy. There's no win at the end of that. You actually helping the people that want to destroy you. So I'd rather just let's reverse that. I'm telling you, it's just as cool. Angel time, as corny as it sounds, is just as cool as demon time. It's just that nobody's making angel time cool. Nobody makes that cool. And when you see one day, you'll see a Christian guy come out and he'll make something really cool. Then okay, angel time. But until you see that, you not gonna understand what I'm saying. So it's like, and it doesn't have to be just that dynamic, right? It could be other things, if whatever. Stuff has to be made cool so the youth could see it, and a lot of adults too. Some of y'all not youth no more. Some of y'all is full-fledged adults with children and all that, and you out here copying what the youth is doing. Help it make sense, OG. You know what I'm saying? Make it make sense. I don't understand. And I don't want to destroy the culture or hurt nobody's feelings. I just want to reverse some of this energy in the other way because they not like us, right? You know what I'm saying? They not
Yeah,
like us. I'm telling
we really letting like social media and a lot of these rappers influence us in too much in a bad way. Like I said, we need to check ourselves and make sure we checking our kids and keeping them a little bit more grounded and based in reality and not like too much into like worshiping and following hip hop so strong to where they mimicking everything that they see or their favorite rapper do or throwing up every gang sign or wearing their clothes or putting on a dress because Thug putting on the dress. Like in a little while, it's gonna go too far. You know what I mean? So like
I
just we
mean,
gotta remember
it's
that this shit is just entertainment and TV.
No doubt, no doubt, no
facts.
doubt. Well, I want to segue into something else because we're gonna have that A2HH sports show coming about, but this is on the periphery of hip hop. Shador Sanders does have a hip hop song out. His father was an MC, was signed to MC Hammer. Coach Prime was Show Me Must Be the Money. Dion
I
Prime
remember that.
Top Sanders. His son recently Colorado quarterback. I think he won the Golden Arm Award this year. Had a great 2 years at Jackson State. Also had a great 2 years in Colorado. Um, was thought to be one of the best premier quarterbacks in the draft. Cam Ward from Miami was drafted number one, but he was not a day one draft pick. He was not a day two draft pick. Shador Sanders fell to
It's
the fifth round to the Cleveland Browns. A lot of people are speculating why that happened. Some are saying it was collusion. Some people that are saying they're hating on Coach Prime, his father. There's a whole bunch of theories floating around about why it happened. I have my theories about what happened, but I'll give it to Super and Leroy to kind of talk about why y'all think Shador fell to the fifth round.
I, I'm gonna say
well,
this. I'm gonna say this. You want to go first, Leroy?
I'll go first because you probably know more about this than I do, right? But I do know some of it. So people just feel away. I didn't know that he makes music. That's dope. You know what I mean? I'll check it out. You know what I'm saying? But you know, they feel away like the same way they would feel about LeBron James' son. They're gonna look at Shador Sanders in a certain way. They're gonna play certain games. So that's all that I would just tell them, stay focused, stay on what you got to do. Don't get caught up, man, out here like, you hot right now. So all the women is coming to get you and all that is great. But just don't let that throw you off your focus, man. This is the real world, you know what I'm saying? And you could get easily tricked out of your position, my guy. So, just stay focused, man, and much success. That's all.
I'm gonna say this. Who cares now? Who cares?
It's
He got the chance to make the whole NFL look stupid as hell. If this ain't some of the biggest motivation that like this will, if I'm him, this shit right here is gonna fuel me to make everybody look stupid as hell. The Browns was able to pick up some nice pieces in the draft. They got another quarterback just in case things don't work out for him. But if I'm him, this is the motivation that I need to make the whole NFL look dumb as hell right now.
right.
So I think that's really more important and like the real story here that this dude finna come in hungry. I'm sure he working out to prove everybody wrong, and he finna make the whole NFL look dumb. Like at the end of the day, we're gonna be forgetting about this, and the story is gonna be how dumb everybody looked. It's not gonna even be about how they did them or whatever. It's gonna be about how stupid they was and shit for real. So shout out to him for even getting drafted. We know what it is, man. I mean, I think that they intimidated by him. I think it's a couple of reasons why a lot of teams and maybe even coaches and general managers don't really want to draft him because it's this is one of the I won't say this is the main reason, but this is a big reason why if a head coach has to be intimidated by drafting him. I think that wherever he go, the coach, they always gonna be thinking about they should hire Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders was supposed to probably be the coach for the Dallas Cowboys when they was looking for their coach, but his name was getting spun out there. He's a great college offensive coordinator and creative mind, and the NFL do want him to come in and either probably be a coordinator or a coach, and eventually, or his name has always been spun out there. So I think that any place that he go, the rumor is that they want to hire Deion Sanders to come in and coach Sanders. I think that's a distraction that no coach. I mean, if I'm a head coach, I'm hating on that shit alone. So I mean, if the head coach got any say in the draft, I'm sure that the head coaches was hating just for the fact that they probably gonna be calling for Deion Sanders to come in and be the coach if they draft him. Number
Shit.
two is that his pedigree. I mean, how you gonna tell somebody that's already rich, famous, and think that they, um, you know, they got coaching and training from an NFL player. You know what I mean? And I think that they kind of intimidated by his pedigree, and who his dad is, and the things that he may know, and I think they
Right.
just look at him as more of a problem. They're more intimidated by him than anything. And I mean, maybe he didn't practice as good, and maybe it could be some off the field things that they know about. The NFL, like the FBI, man, they find out all type of shit. So you never really know. I mean, it could be something. He could be hurt. You never really can put your finger on it. But regardless of the situation of why they didn't do it, he got the opportunity to make the whole league look dumb as hell. And I think that, I mean, given the pedigree that he is, given his college career, I mean, he definitely can play. He just got to get out there and show it and prove it and make everybody look stupid.
Yeah, before I get to my reasons of why I think he fell in the draft, I think there's a couple cases of precedent he can go out and show and prove to what you said, Super. You look at Dak Prescott, who was a fourth round pick. Now he's the highest paid quarterback in the league playing for the Dallas Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? He showed and proved, right? He took Tony Romo's spot, got up two big contracts. I think he's on his second big contract now, getting $60 million a year. It's the face of the Dallas Cowboys as a fourth round pick. You know what I'm saying? So from Mississippi State, you look at Tom Brady. Tom Brady got picked in the seventh or the sixth round? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he got so many, and then they had like the Brady six quarterbacks went ahead of Brady. Now he's regarded as the best quarterback of all time. You look at Warren Moon. Warren Moon had to go play in Canada because nobody picked him up. You know what I'm saying? Now he's in the Hall of Fame, had one of the best arms in NFL history. He had a lot of records too, even though he lost about 4 or 5 seasons playing in Canada. Warren Moon is still thought of as one of the best quarterbacks in the game. And had he
Yeah.
played his whole career in the NFL, he might have had more of the records, that had more stats. You know what I'm saying? You look at somebody like who's in the news right now, Shannon Sharp was like what, a fifth round pick, or no, I think he might have been a seventh round pick or eighth round pick, but because they had 8 rounds back in the day, and now he's in the Hall of Fame. So Shedeur can do his thing. I think one of the big reasons why I think he slid in the draft, I thought, because I think it's the conference he played in, right? He played in the Big 12. A lot of Big 12 quarterbacks don't get picked high. You know what I'm saying? It's mostly SEC quarterbacks, maybe ACC quarterbacks, or even Big 10 quarterbacks. I can't think of a Big 12, and correct me if I'm wrong, chat. I can't think of a Big 12 quarterback that went in the first round in years. And then a lot of teams already had quarterbacks. And to Super's point, if I'm a coach that's got, if I'm a coach, I'm looking over my shoulder thinking that, okay, I might get the axe. So I don't know. I think he should have got picked maybe in the third round if the Raiders could have picked him. I think the Saints could have picked him. Miami was a good spot, like we said in our chat. But I just think, I think the Cowboys could have picked him because Dak getting up there in age, Dak getting hurt. But I know Dak got that big deal, but I think bringing him back home would have been a good look. You know what I'm saying? But I just think it was several factors. And he didn't go to some of the workouts. It was reports he didn't go to Tennessee's workout. And that kind of may rub some folks the
And
wrong
that
way.
shouldn't even matter, man. The bro, he was decorated. He was in the hot running for the Heisman. I mean, like his like that's neither here nor there. Let's not act like the NFL and the NBA, they got a problem with black dads too. Like let's not ignore that factor when it come down to this. Like they don't never want anybody with a strong black dad around. That's just facts. Like
Right,
they
right.
downplay the dads. They sometimes they even act like they don't exist. You know what I'm saying? So like Dion is very vocal. He's a coach. You know what I mean? I'm sure that he gonna be around. So I just think that they looking at him more of a I just have to say, like, more of a problem. I think that I'm sure that he is cocky. That I was hearing that they were saying they didn't like his interviews because he's so cocky. I mean, but look who he is. Look where he came from. Look who raised him. You know what I mean? Like I think that they
Right.
overlooking him and they letting some of the wrong things play themselves. And like I said, it's just the opportunity for him to make everybody look dumb.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. He can do that. You know what I'm saying? He play his cards right. He can do that. But this is the games we play, right? You know what I mean? This is
Yeah.
why you got to be great, man. If you're gonna get out there, you gotta be great. That's the standard we hold ourselves to because of circumstances like this. Respectfully.
I
Right. I
mean,
hope
the amount of the the amount of hate LeVar Ball used to get was ridiculous. Like I never understood like why they was like the media pushed to hate on him and like just people just didn't like him. They, I mean, yeah, he was cocky and you know what I mean, but you like this is
Right.
it is what it is. I won't even call him cocky, man. He just black, man. We black. We got swag. This is how we talk. This is how we promote our kids. This is how we feel about our sons. I mean, them dudes they coach their kids up, so they know what they. It just I don't know. I just think
It's a bad narrative, Super. You always say that, right? They do with a black father. There was always some type of negative connotation in the media that they're overbearing, but I never see that with no other people, right? Especially like last year with Caleb Williams, when his dad, they was even talking about Caleb Williams' dad, you know what I'm saying? Last year, like, he's too involved in the process, and is they gonna let Caleb Williams be his own man? It's just weird. It's weird they speak on when it come to us and our children in the media. And they did the same thing with LeVar Ball too. They always wanna and I even noticed when they do the interviews with the parents in the green room, they always speak to the mom first. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? They don't never speak to the dad. You know what I'm saying? They always like
And the
they'll speak.
dad could have been the one that coached him all through AAU and everything. You know what I mean? Like they loved it down. I mean, Serena Williams now. They downplayed and ran him off like he was some type of crazy man. Like they love to shit on black dads no matter what. It's an intimidation factor. They don't like dealing with them. It's something about that just drives the media crazy, and we know what it is, and we ain't got to get that deep on a hip
Man,
hop show,
we
but
got the
it
sauce,
is
man.
what it is, bro. It
We
is
got
what
the
it is what
sauce.
it is.
But I do think now that I'm saying I'm not saying you gotta it's a game. It's all a game. And I think the jersey retirement was a little bit too early. That might have rubbed some folks the wrong way. I do think that was a little too early for them to retire the jersey in Colorado, especially in Cordell Stewart and other players that played on the championship team don't have their jersey retired. I do think some of those things, like as a fraternity,
Nah,
just take.
man, them dudes earned that, man. They put
They
that
ain't
shit on the
won
map. They
nothing.
broke
They
records,
they
bro.
ain't won nothing.
And
No
they
super. How you
man,
ain't win
even if they
nothing?
didn't win nothing, just the hype and all the money that they made,
How come
they got to show some.
Cordell Stewart ain't got his jersey retired,
Hey,
bro?
Cordell Stewart didn't have Cameron and other stars all at the games
But
and
they
didn't
ain't.
have it jumping and cracking like that and bring the money in that Dion and Shador brought in. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, Cordell Stewart was nice, but don't act like he was Shador and had that type of run
But
and had Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders had Colorado popping.
But I understand it. I understand it.
For
But why?
sure.
But if you know the folks gonna use anything against you, right? And you got to go through this process. You know the game is dirty. Why don't you just hold off on that jerseys until the draft process is done? You know what I'm saying? That's what all I'm saying. You got to know the situation. I mean, he had to know it was gonna get some blowback. You know what I mean? I'm
I
not
mean, the
saying not to
NFL
retire it, but this is timing. That's all I'm saying. It's just
the
the time.
NFL just dumb
Right.
anyway. You know what I mean? Like they like the draft. That's why I really don't watch the draft because to me it's kind of meaningless a little bit. You know what I mean? Really, I mean, it's still you never know who really gonna do anything. And half of the time, half of the dudes ain't shit anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I really not. I'm not a big watcher of the draft. I'm not like it's not a tradition for me. Even though I love football, it's not a big thing to me. But the draft, I mean, they make so many dumb mistakes in the draft. They pick the wrong guys. I mean, like Johnny Manziel. Johnny Manziel was a red flag from the beginning, but they still chose him. He was a red flag from the beginning, but they still picked him high. He didn't. You know what I mean? So the NFL they do what they want to do, and we know that it's traditionally racist. Race does play a factor in why they did this to him. It was like almost like a humiliation ritual just to like humble him. And he probably still went to the same team that was going to draft him anyway. It's like, either way, it all worked
Hey,
out for him in the long run.
hold on,
And
no,
the
Mad
Browns,
Max.
the Browns
Mad
was
Max
able to
says,
build off of this. So he got a
yeah,
chance to go to a solid team. The Browns is already decently solid last year. If he can come out and play and do what he's supposed to do, he can make the whole league look dumb.
yeah, man, Mad Max, he opened the esoteric chamber where he was 144. You know what I mean? Factored in there. Let's get it. Let's get back in all. Let's play on all fields, even the esoteric ones. You know what I mean? But that's what. That's how we got. That's how we play. That's why we're so excellent because we play all type of games too. That at a higher level, higher levels of games. So it's there, man. I wish him the best, but we know how the NFL get down.
And before we get to our closing statements tonight, brother, because we on a late night tip on a Sunday, we appreciate you rocking with us. You could be anywhere in the world. You rocking with us tonight. I got a question for y'all, and this is on it's still a sports related topic. Do you think Shannon Sharp will sign a $100 million deal for his podcast network, or is that deal done? Can he recover from the situation that he finds himself in? They're coming out the woodwork. It was reported that
Right.
uh, he settled a case at Fox Sports One where he choked a female. They said it was play fighting. He choked a production assistant. His ex girlfriend came out and said he did something to her. He's suing her. This new situation, and there's reports that more situations will come out this week because this lawyer that's like this ambulance chasing lawyer that was going after Puff and Deshaun Watson. Once
Right.
he get the first case rolling, they start popping. So my question to you guys is, before we get out of here, do you think
Yeah.
the media company recovers? Does he sign a big $100 million deal? I know he
Um,
stepped away from ESPN, or is it a wrap for Onk? Is it a wrap?
Hey,
I mean,
if it's a
you
rap,
know,
they gon' they after that other audio where he talking about, yeah, I choked you for what you did to me. I think it's a wrap a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, if they you, the way
come
they did
on,
Jonathan
man.
Majors, man. I mean, I'm gonna keep it real. I mean, he fell for the okie doke, man. He fell for the bunny rabbit trap. He got Bugs Bunny,
Come on,
man. He
Dr.
got Bugs
Umar, I've
Bunny.
been telling you.
He got
Dr.
Bugs
Umar,
Bunnies,
I've been
man. I mean,
telling
it
you.
is what it is, bro. He got Bugs Bunny, and then he sound crazy on that recording talking about, yeah, I choked you because what you did. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. I think it's over for him, bro. I think he gonna have to just go ahead and keep that keep his Shannon, keep his shit going independent. He probably don't even need him at this point because they're gonna probably try to take advantage and play him. He might as well just try to stay independent and do something. But I don't know, man. I mean, if this is a criminal case, I think he might be going to jail after that recording. They better have
God
some more
damn.
solid proof to prove him wrong, man. Because you talking about, yeah, I did it because what you did to me. I don't know.
Come on.
I don't know, bro.
I mean, anytime first of all, in Sinners, the white chick gets everybody toe up. So that's another thing right there too. It's like, who you letting in the juke joint? And then don't y'all famous dudes? Isn't it weird to y'all how all the women running up to y'all? Y'all don't find that to be a little weird? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man, you gotta keep your antennas up, man. It's like you out here playing all kind of games that it's like, for what? You know what I'm saying? Go get yourself a real one. Get yourself a solid one. You know, LeBron, he came out here with a solid one out the gate. You know, I don't know everything about him, but go get yourself a solid female and just do your 1-2. But you out here just running reckless with these snow bunnies. Come on, bro. Like, what are we
I
doing?
mean,
What are
I
we
gotta say
doing?
this too, bro. I gotta say this just in general, not even just about Shannon Sharp and not like period. I'm tired of them trying to. I'm tired of celebrities wanting sympathy and wanting us to feel sorry for them, bro. Like I'm tired of this shit. Like they like every celebrities is running out of sympathy for me. I'm not gonna be. I'm not wasting no more sympathy and
I get
time
it.
on like
Right.
being outraged or whatever for Shannon Sharp, man. You fell for the okie doke, bro. You fell for the Bugs Bunny trap. It is what it is. I don't feel sorry for you. You know, I hate to see it happening to you, but I don't feel sorry for you, bro, because you just like you played yourself. And
Yeah, what you want me to do?
I'm not, you know, I think the celebrities like I'm not listen, I'm not speaking on Kanye West. But even Kanye West, bro, like you burnt up on that shit. Like I don't feel sorry for you, really. I don't feel sorry for you. I didn't feel sorry for Young Thug when he was going through his trial. I mean, if he did what he did, he did what he did. I was never gonna be saying free Young Thug. You know what I'm saying? Like if you did what you did, uh, we gotta we gotta quit playing with these rich folks and giving them our sympathy and support like this, you know what I'm saying? When they abusing it and going out here doing dumb shit. You know what I mean? Like if they gonna do the dumb shit, bro, let them do the dumb shit. But I'm not having no sympathy for no celebrities, no rich ass celebrities and shit. They burnt up for me.
Man, so you saying we will never see Unc back on First Take? That's a wrap.
Nah, he
ESPN.
ain't coming back to ESPN. After, like I said, after that, they was dealing with him. They was cool. It seemed like they was working with him. He was still on air. And then when that audio talking about, yeah, I did it because it's what you did. You shouldn't have did what you did to me. When we got to saying that,
That don't
yeah,
even
you know
sound
what?
right.
Hey yo,
You gotta get your ass off of
hey yo,
TV, man.
you
You
low
gotta
key,
get your ass off of
you
TV.
low key. I saw Stephen A. Smith comments on that joke. I said, oh, it's a wrap because he was kind of low key shitting on him.
He was low key. He was low key like hating a little bit. I ain't gonna say hating, but
It
like,
was. I saw the boss, and the boss told me. I'm
bro.
like, come on, man. We gonna look
And
into
I
this.
get where he was coming from a little bit. I don't want to like throw this on Stephen A. I see a lot of people trying to do that. I don't want to do that to him because I get what he was saying, but he sure have defended other people a lot harder than he defended Shannon Sharp. Like I
Yeah,
think,
like Jay, like he went hard for
yeah, like
Jay.
Jay, even Jerry Jones and Dana White, and you know what I'm saying? Like he defended a lot of other guys a lot harder, and then he tried to make it up in his, I want to say in his second show where he talked about it again when they finally let Shannon go. He tried to cover it or recover and say, yeah, I don't
Nah,
believe. He tried to though. He said, I don't believe Shannon Sharp would do that. But you should have said that shit in the first video.
nah. The first video was the real video because he was like, I didn't
Yeah, that
talk
was
to
the
the.
real video.
I
That was the
talked to
real.
the
That was
balls
the
and
real.
said the balls. We gonna look. We said we. He said we are looking at this very serious. He didn't say they. He said we are looking at this very serious. And the boss said
Damn.
I could explain. So when he said that, I knew Shannon was. It was a wrap. It was a wrap.
I mean,
Rezzy,
I think he cooked, man. They saying they got videos. I think he cooked, bro. I think he cooked. I think he cooked. Now I
just like,
understand why he offered that 10 million because
M-
you
My
know.
thing is what happened at Fox Sports One. Like how you choke a how you. I mean, how does that even
I mean,
happen?
he been getting in trouble for shit like this, even from CBS. That's why they let him go at CBS back in the day. Like he been constantly getting caught up in some type of sex scandal,
And,
one way or another. Like they've been going at him on this sexual angle for a long time. I mean,
and
it's just,
my thing is, man, when you got things in your in situations that you're dealing with, how you gonna get on the show acting like I saw a clip he was talking about President Trump, like how dare he was talking about Deshaun Watson. How you gonna have all this stuff that you do? You choking out production assistants. You got some shit at
the
CBS.
president,
How
the
you gonna get
president
on
could
there
get
and
away
talk?
with it. Though. The president could do what he wants
But
because
what
he's
I'm
the
saying,
president.
though,
He could do anything.
if I'm
You
doing the
not.
same thing, it's hypocritical of me to be on TV every day talking down on somebody. And I'm doing the exact same thing. I mean, that's you just can't.
It's
That's like
levels.
it
It's
just make
it
levels.
sense.
it
Trump,
honestly seemed like
the president
everybody at
has done
ES
things you'll never be able to do,
it
ever.
honestly seemed like everybody at ESPN was low key hating because even with Pat McAfee when he had Paul Heyman on, and they could have edited that shit out, but they let Paul Heyman kind of shit on Shannon Sharp live on air, on Pat McAfee show. You know what I mean? And like so I don't know, man. It seemed like it's been a lot of hating going on at ESPN, and
Man,
they jealous of
But
y'all
each
I
get
other,
remember,
and
I remember when Shannon was getting on Ocho for being late to his show. And was dogging because he be like, if you watch Nightcap, I like this show. I like Nightcap. But Shannon be kind of sunning Ocho a little bit, you know what I'm saying, about being professional and be like, being up on game. And I'm like, how you gonna just sun this man all the time? You got all this shit that you're dealing with, you know
Shannon
what I
is
mean?
Shannon is one of them Herschel Walker type figures, dude. You get around them other people and you see what they do with their women, and you think you got a pass to act like how they act with their own women. You ain't got no pass like that. You the way they treat they snow bunnies, you ain't got the kind of pass that they got. And why would you even want that? Like, especially when y'all got all kind of money, man. Protect the money, man. Come on now. You know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
like I
Come
said,
on.
the nigga just going out like a sucker. Like you letting this broad talk to you like that, and
Come on,
the way she
man.
even talked, like she would have turned me off with, yeah, I want to have your black baby, your big black baby, your big black baby constantly. Like, and then she talking about give me the
Like,
money or else, and
nah.
25,000 a chick. I agree with Cam. I would have never talked to that chick again. Like you letting this chick talk to you like that? You
I
Shannon
just
fucking Sharp, man.
she said,
You
I
letting
just
this,
don't, I don't want to be choked, Shannon. I don't want to be choked. I'm like,
yeah,
yo, this is you recording me, Shawty. I'm about to get on this damn phone.
Yeah, just how you talking is funny. Like, you talking
yeah.
funny.
It
Like,
sounds like
come on.
AI. It's so, but
Come on,
they say it's
man.
not AI. All those pauses, it sounds like some AI shit. You know what I'm saying? I thought,
Yeah, I be like,
Man,
don't
he
talk to
didn't let
me
it.
crazy.
he done let a dust bunny take him down, and that's on him. I ain't got no sympathy for it. I feel like it's an obvious setup, but it is what it is, bro. Like I said, I'm
It
out of
is what it
sympathy for
is.
celebrities doing dumb shit. I'm out of sympathy for them. So
You running into it like Kanye West. You keep running into stuff. You gonna run yourself into a trap. Like you keep coming out here running into shit. Like man, go somewhere with your rich ass and sit down. Like sit. Why don't you just sit down and just go try to get your kids, man, respectfully. But you just can't just be running wild out here around the world and think that traps ain't out here. Yeah, there's traps out
and
here.
and it was a couple maybe a year or so ago. They was like Shannon and him was having conversations about black women and like nigga, don't ever say shit bad about black women again. Like you can't even have a conversation about black women ever in your life. You can't critique black women. You can't say shit about black women ever again, Shannon Sharp.
You could
Ever
find
again.
one good one. All your job is to find one good one or two, or you could find one black woman or one good. You one of them. Come
Well,
on
my
now,
thing is,
one.
man, they say that they was engaged in like race play, and that's what I'm like. Come on, I mean,
Nah,
come on, B man.
And being from Mississippi, talking about your people with sharecroppers and all that, and this is what you own, bro. Like, I'm disappointed in him, man. I'm disappointed in him. I'm disappointed in him. Like I said, I ain't got no sympathy for him. You fell for the Bugs Bunny,
I think it's a
false bug
status.
trap. You fell
Some of
for it.
y'all walk around with your snow bunnies, and respectfully, I get the game. I'm from the Bay. Come on, I respect the game. But you out here walking around with your snow bunny like it's some big thing, like you all super proud of it. Like, bro, like that shit is not. It's not hard to do, bro. Like, so what? You pulled like a little white chick. That shit is not hard to do, bro. Like,
I
a lot of y'all walking around here with these snow bunnies like you so like you got something up on us. Like, man, get up out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop.
Yeah. I
You
mean, when
know?
you do it to yourself, bro, it's hard to feel sorry for him. So. You know what I mean? I'm gonna still watch him, so he ain't lost my support. I'm still watch Nightcap. I'm gonna still watch the Shay Shay
Right.
Club, Shay Shay or whatever when he has somebody interested on. I ain't mad at him, but I just don't have no sympathy for him. If you don't get that bread, it's all on you. It's all on you.
Man,
And then
it's
like
what it,
all these like Steve Harvey type hypocrite dudes that's trying to tell people how to live their life, getting caught up in these type of scandals and shit. Like it's more embarrassing because you're such a hypocrite and you look foolish. You know what I'm saying? Like now nobody can even take your wise words serious. And yeah, my grandma used to say, you know all that little goofy shit and all them sayings he be saying.
boy, it get dark before it get light.
Yeah, all them goofy ass sayings and shit he be saying
right.
that you
We
nigga,
know.
you should have been listening to your grandma, man. Nobody want to hear that shit. Now I don't feel sorry for
Yeah.
you, bro. I don't feel
What you
sorry
say? He
for
said,
you, man.
my
It is what
grandma
it
used to
is.
say, as I can see better than I can hear. Well, you should have saw and you should have heard. This is a
Yeah.
setup
Like
from a mile away.
grandma came. Like she told
Hey,
y'all.
it's just like the lady doing hoodoo and sinners, man. She should have seen the vampires coming a mile away. She should have
But
seen them.
she
She should have
did
seen them
though.
vampires
She
coming.
saw
She
them.
didn't. She
Yes.
caught on late. She caught on late. But she should have. Hey,
When?
if that she should have felt it. She should have felt it.
Nah. I'm just gonna say
They
like
shouldn't.
this, and I'm
They
not
shouldn't
the
have been able
expert.
to trick her.
I'm just gonna say I'm not the expert on the spirit world, right? But when a lot of y'all have had experiences with your lady where you walk into a room and all your lady and all her friends is sitting around and they was talking about something before you walked in. Then you walk in and they changed the subject. What was they talking about? What I'm saying is I think we need to go ask them, like the Annies of our community, to put us on game because some of that stuff they know what they talking about. Like you notice how your woman could tell you who to kick it with. They'll be like, "Yeah, that dude that you kicking with, nah, not him." Like they just can spot it out. Like, nah, he not like us. They got some other stuff going on, bro. We need to talk to them about that. Like, how y'all be knowing? Because she knew, super. Like at the door when the dudes came to the door,
Nah,
she
she
and
didn't
then
know
when
right
he
off
was like,
top, bro.
"Why you
She
keep
didn't.
asking to come in?" Why it's like you need our permission to
And
come
then
in.
even after the people
Like,
was
come
turning,
on.
when they didn't even know that the people was vampires yet, she didn't know shit. They was already in there. She didn't sense
What you
nothing. She
mean?
didn't know nothing. They was already in.
Nah, bro, she
She
knew,
she
man.
knew after
She
she
knew.
knew after he got ate. She knew after he got ate up. That's when she knew. That's when she knew. But somebody had
I'm
already got
still
killed
though.
by the vampire by then.
even before that though, when dude was like, she was like, how come you don't know that I was protecting you when you went off to war? Like she was saying something, like she was saying he was wearing the medallion that she gave him, and he came back unscathed from war. Like there's power in that. They not faking the front. Some of these women that these Erica Badu's out here, respectfully, they really onto something. They don't just be making stuff up. They be knowing some stuff, and we got to talk
I
to
mean,
them. Like
I
you
think
know,
I think everything is done for a purpose. So I mean, I'm not gonna say
be
death worship
knowing.
is fake. I don't think voodoo is just fake. I don't think hoodoo is fake.
No,
What I mean, I think it's real aspects to all of that. You know what I mean? You don't want to play
and
around with
some
it.
of it is practical.
I don't believe in playing around and dibbling and dabbling with it, but it's nothing wrong with understanding what it is and what the practice is, and then you can weigh out the values or if it aligns with what you into,
Yeah,
and you can make a decision
exactly,
from there. But
exactly.
I'm just saying that like in that movie, the shit didn't do her no good. Like she didn't
In the movie, right? In the
vampires was
movie.
walking right past her, bro. Like she didn't know until after the death.
Yeah,
Watch it
and I
again, you'll
get it
see.
in the movie. But a lot of our grandmas, though, go talk to your grandma, or if she's still alive, respectfully, go talk to your grandma and be like, Grandma, what's throwing the bones about? And just get an answer. That's all. You ain't gotta agree with it. You ain't gotta side with it. Just straight up ask her, man, y'all throwing these bones like actual chicken bones and shit. What is that about? And have her break that down for you if she will, because some of them not gonna tell you. To be honest, it's just like when we was talking about like the Masonic stuff early when I first got on the show. I was like, instead of talking about it, go ask somebody in your family that actually knows, because somebody in your family really knows the real truth. Like you just
I
not
mean, I
asking the
study
question.
religion. I study religion, so like I said, I understand. It's
Ask
always cool to be informed on what people believe and the
ask
aspects or
them.
whatever. You know what I mean? I don't suggest applying none of that shit to your life, but it's always all right to
You ain't got
understand
to.
what it
Well,
is. You know?
we are approaching and speaking about the craft. We're approaching the midnight hour, as they say on the midnight hour on the East
Getting late
Coast.
out here, right?
So we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna get crack a lacking and get back to it tomorrow. Make sure you see Mike Check tomorrow with Mike and Servon. Super, any
Yeah.
last words for the night, brother?
Hey, I mean, last words, man. Same thing. I'll always keep saying to y'all every other week, man. I'm gonna try to come on Thursday with some new music. Get out there, dig through some of this music out here. It's been a couple of songs, that's dropped that's caught my ear that I kind of like that I've been hearing. So I'm gonna come with some of that on Thursday. And other than that, I mean, we just gotta keep it funky, man. What's your album of the year so far? I would like to see people posting that in the comments because it's been slow. So what y'all got as album of the year? I would like to see people
I got
posting
Life
that.
is Good. Life is Good. Larry June, Alchemist, and Two Chains. Album of the
I
year for
agree
me.
with you. I agree. I think that's album of the year
That
so
was
far.
fire.
Wiz Khalifa is probably in my top 5 as of right now. I think that
Yeah,
his album
yeah.
is pretty nice too. I gotta give it a little bit more time. I mean, I've had a little bit more time to sit with the Larry June, and so I find myself going back to it a little bit more often. But other than that, I mean, yeah, man,
I
we gotta
I I like Davies and Ransom joint.
yeah, that was
Yeah,
dope as well.
yeah,
That was
yeah.
dope as
Right.
well.
They're gonna cook. But yeah,
But it's been
if
slow so far. But I definitely say so far, right? So far, it's got to be Larry June and Currency right now. As far as what they got my vote right now for album of the year.
I can see that. Well, if Ransom's Caprini Green project, if that came out in January, then that's this year. So I have to still hold that one. But really peep that Rayvon. Now everybody's not gonna like it, some gonna like it, whatever. But just subject matter wise, like we got to get back to reality. Rayvon talking about real life. Like, can we rap about real life again? Because we rapping about lifestyles of the rich and famous, and we all want that. I get that, but sometimes we got to talk about real life. Like, it's real people that live in the real world. Like Rayvon talking about that. You know what I'm saying? So, and check out the Sinners movie. Like I'm saying, it's some sciences there, and I do think that the Annies in our families that we look at, oh, she just crazy. Like, oh, well, she be talking about spirits and all that. I think we need to pull up and really ask them, what's that's about. We ain't got to agree or disagree. We just asking. Like that's all because it is a science with that. You know what I mean? Just practically, they in there dealing with the herbs and the roots. Like, yo, what you doing with these herbs and these roots? Like, just ask the question. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Let's get curious about stuff like that. You ain't gotta play with it, but you can ask about it. Somebody that you love, that you know is not gonna hurt you. If it's your grandma, we know grandma not gonna hurt us. You know what I'm saying? So that's all, man. Check out the movie and
And
check out.
for me too, I wanted to mention this too real quick. I got for my song of the year so far, I got Amani Session from Rock Marcy. That's my song of the year so far too.
No
That's
doubt.
fine.
We're gonna have to do a midway point. We're gonna do a midway point, I think next month, June. You know what I'm saying? We'll do a midway point where we at in 2025. It has been a slow year, but a lot of
It's all
things
right.
move quick. But we'll get into it. But yeah, my final thoughts of the night, man. Shout out to everybody that tapped in with us, on the weekend rhyme. We're gonna start doing this probably more so on a Sunday tip because I think, and we'll do a little bit earlier next week because I know people gotta get ready to go to work. They got the kids, they gotta go to school, so we'll do a little bit earlier next week. Um, Make sure you go to the website, check us out, www.accordingtohiphop.com. Check out Mike Check this week. We'll be back with Rhymes and Reasons. We'll have another GOAT talk on the way. And y'all be safe, man. Enjoy your week. Be blessed and keep it hip hop. Peace.
Yes, sir.
Salute, salute.
Yeah, we out.